Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Beacon in the Dark. I am a little bit sick, so I sound like crap, and because of that, I'll try to refrain from talking too much. So, because of that, let's skip straight to our usual introductions and have everyone talk about themselves and how lovely they are, as well as their characters. I've rolled some dice in the background. The dice say that we should ask Zelris first to introduce herself and her new character. On that note, could you please go ahead, Zelris?
I'm Zelris. I play Mera, the Vulpera.
Oh, that rhymes. I didn't even notice.
Oh, it does rhyme. Wow, incredible. Yeah, that is who I play, and I am Zelris, and that is the character I play.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very, very much, Zelris. Next, according to the dice, we would have Banorak. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Oh no,
the microphone thing again?
Yep.
Okay, then how about we go to the next person and then go circle back to Banorak. That alright with everyone?
Yeah.
So that would mean Sir Thompshire, if you could introduce yourself and your character, and then we switch over back to Banorak.
Oh, sure. As always, I'll be playing as Benjamin Aaran, the traveling, selling, sellsword, whatever he is right now. Even I am not sure. Yeah, as always, we resort to violence because we have no talent for words. And yeah, let's see if nothing horrible comes out of us resorting to violence, like Bladebeard being tossed inside a volcano. But, we never know. I guess that's the fun of this.
When was the last time Benjamin sold his sword, come to think of it?
Before the campaign, I guess.
You never say it like that. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So
I guess I guess we were about to do so in Stormwind when Varian wanted to hire us to kill the necromancers or whatever. But
The people in the catacombs.
yeah, I guess he hasn't done any self-sorting lately. I mean, if he's a member of the crew and gets paid, does that mean he's selling his sword to?
Well, on that note, DoomGoblin, are the other player characters official members of the crew, or are they just like passengers, stowaways, whatever?
I guess it's up to them. I don't think they really want to be part of the crew, right? At least,
but we're there, so might as well pay us,
Would Bladebeard be alright when the topic of pay comes up?
I don't know. Ask him in game, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Sure, I guess we'll get to that. Either way, thank you very much, Thompshire. Banorak, are you with us?
He is, but we can't hear him.
Lovely. I motion that we ask DoomGoblin to introduce himself, then circle back.
Sure.
Sure. Banorak, please feel free to test out to see if we can hear you, even if we're still doing DoomGoblin's thing, okay? Either way, DoomGoblin, could you please introduce yourself and your character?
Yeah, I play Captain Bladebeard, who is currently captured, but he'll escape no matter what, even if it means selling his sword.
Madams.
I don't even know what that means, but yeah, apparently he's captured, and we'll see if he escapes, probably.
We will see indeed. Thank you very, very much. Banorak?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my god, he's alive.
He has
that was
returned.
Yeah, all of my computer equipment was not working. I could hear you guys, just could not even use my keyboard.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus. So wait, who are you again?
Yes, I can say. Hello, I am Benarek, playing as good old Captain Moarg, or Captain Bud, whatever your preference is. I am the Ogre Pirate, the heart and soul of the crew, I guess. And, yeah, that's what I am.
Surprisingly so for one being an ogre, two being partly demon, I guess. But yeah, I would agree with that assessment of Moarg that Banarak made. Thank you very, very much, Banarak. So, last time, Banarak, you read the recap. And as usual, as is tradition, I give you the choice. Would you like to read the recap? Not read, to like pick who will read the recap, or to let the dice decide?
I kind of did both, if that counts. I made my own dice and I rolled them between 3 individuals.
For you, there's four. There's 4.
Well, I guess I excluded you, Tyrion.
Oh, thank you. Okay, my throat.
Because well, your throat's killing you, but also I just was like, well, I want to punish these 3. So I mean, Bud might be the heart and soul, but I'm a gremlin. Yeah, and I made a 3. So I did 3 rolls, and DoomGoblin was number 2, and I got a 2. So I sacrificed DoomGoblin to the god cards.
To the volcano.
That too.
All right, DoomGoblin, would you like to read the recap live or in post?
I'll do it live.
Awesome.
Alright. As the crew's journey continues, they are greeted by new and old faces. After Lyri Embersorrow departed for the Netherstorm, a vengeful Captain Bladebeard used the power of the mysterious presence in his mind to track her brother. He found Sentiel on board.
Close enough.
Sentiel. Stefano. Yeah, he found Sentiel on board a Blood Elf military ship in a small fleet, heading towards an unknown island shrouded in storm clouds. The party then stumbled upon another shipwreck, conveniently, on the high seas. They rescued the lone survivor, Mera, a Volpera pirate of the Bleach Rats of Freehold. She had previously been captured by the Bloodsail Buccaneers, but the ship was destroyed as a result of the hurricane Zugalga has created. Mera joined our heroes' party as they continued their journey to the Lepidus and Gilligan Isles. When they arrived, they immediately saw a horde ship anchored near the northern volcanic and sparser island. Benjamin Aaran noticed that the vessel was completely abandoned, and yet lied in pristine condition, implying the existence of a trap. As a result, our party decided to head for the southern, Lusher Island. Meanwhile, Benjamin sent a sending message to Kairigosa, who revealed that her bronze dragon friend would arrive in a day or so. Incidentally, he discovered that Kairi was in a different dimension for an unknown reason, though she didn't seem too concerned about the fact. The Good Fortune anchored near the shallow cove, created when a ship had crashed on the island decades prior, though no signs of the old vessel remain. Bladebeard released the small raptors he and Benjamin had previously captured, but instead of running to the island, they all fled back to their box in fear. Undeterred, Mera and Bladebeard ran on ahead inland to search for supplies, while Benjamin and Captain Bud, or Moarg, made camp with the crew. The two were soon captured, the two referring to Mera and Bladebeard, captured by the southern island's inhabitants, savage gnomes, speaking an odd Creole, the odd Creole language of Gnomish and Zandali. So like combined, like a language.
A Creole language is like basically a language made up of like. It's not a formal language, and it's made of mashing together other languages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that. They were brought to their settlement, where they also saw a large group of ogres. More surprisingly, the apparent leader of the gnomes was a Bladebeard's old captain, whom he had previously thrown overboard in a mutiny, a human named Caspian. The man decided to use Mera as a bargaining chip, but to keep Bladebeard as a captive. Soon afterwards, Caspian, the ogre leader named Gumk, and a large party of gnomes and ogres arrived at the shore with Mera. The human offered to trade Vulpera and provide the good fortune with whatever supplies it needed in exchange for our party's assistance. Apparently, the northern island, formerly the home of the Dark Rock Ogres, was recently taken over by Naga. More urgently, at least in the gnomes and ogres' view, the takeover meant that the regular sacrifices they offered to the volcano were late. Negotiations soon broke down. However, after a freak accident freed Mera, and when Gurin charged the natives. Wait, I got lost. Sorry.
Well, you just read the last sentence. Don't worry.
Yeah. The negotiations didn't work, and they resorted to violence. So yeah, that's where we stopped.
More or less, yeah. Thank you very much, DoomGoblin. Genuinely, and yeah, do thank you, because that was one of the longer recaps that we've had recently. So, I propose that we follow the sort of remade initiative order, and which would give Bladebeard screen time as well, despite the fact that he's obviously not at the scene yet. So, I would ask, I suppose, Thompshire to tell me what does Benjamin do, because he's first in the initiative order. For context's sake, as to what's going on, Gurin's charging the ogres. DoomGoblin, if I remember correctly, he was knocking them out, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
If I remember correctly, feel free to correct me.
Yeah, I believe I said that he didn't kill them because, that would be mean.
Sure. Mera got more or less freed because she used her stunt, which caused coconuts to fall on the ogres' heads, and they're all on the ground at the moment. Well, Mera is too. And it's basically a scene of chaos. Gurin is charging in, apparently set on violence. The crew of the Good Fortune and Benjamin and Moarg are still a ways back. They you guys haven't drawn your weapons yet, as far as I know. So the ball is in Benjamin's court at the moment. And given the fact that Bladebeard's turn will come after Benjamin's, Thompshire, I guess you're gonna set more or less the tone for the beach side of the episode.
I'll take out my sword and try to create an advantage by essentially trying to gauge our chances of winning.
Okay. Give me a careful. Your stunt would apply. Either way, I'll also provide you some information in addition to the possible advantage itself, okay?
Oh, that's a great roll to start today.
What did you... Oh, okay. That is barely enough with your stunt applying to get the charge, because the difficulty I had in mind was 3. Do you have a name for your advantage?
Can I get another charge of Ready to Rumble?
Yeah, you may. As to, like, gauging your chances to win, well, with that roll, I will say there's more of gnomes and like jungle gnomes and ogres than there are crew of the good fortune, though not by a lot. Kind of like, say, there's 80 to 90 of them and like 40 to 50 of you, if that makes sense, give or take. That being said, they're currently off their footing. They aren't really expecting a direct attack. So if you want to like win in a battle, surprise would be like the best course of action, I guess. And you'd probably be better off, I guess, going for like a psychological win than a slaughter everyone win, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Drop their leadership to 0 in total war terms, I guess.
Yeah, then I guess you gotta kill the legendary lord, that will be fine.
I hope you have Spirit Leech ready. But yeah, does Benjamin do anything in terms of narrative? Like, does he say, let's sound a charge? Does he, or is he just like staying back, taking a look at the situation? Do let us know.
I think for now he's just doing exactly that, just trying to get a feel of the situation, but be ready if, things really go down. Which they probably will, but, I guess he doesn't want to be the one starting it.
Sure. Duly noted. Thank you very much, Thompshire. Shall we go to Bladebeard's turn in the initiative?
Sure.
DoomGoblin, Bladebeard rather, you, I imagine, would start waking up because you were knocked unconscious as of last time, and you just feel a lot of pain. And I guess the first thing you notice is that Bladebeard is tied up pretty tightly. Excessively so. You would also notice that there are some other people who are also imprisoned, as well as a jailer. Do you want to do the thing you told me about now, or do you want to wait, I guess?
Sure, yeah. The jailer. Is it the jailer or just a jailer?
No, though, funnily enough, you will be able to see that person's nipple.
Close enough, I guess. Alright, yeah, I would like to use my stunt to have an ally here on the island. The what's it called? I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yep. I direct your attention to the left part of the screen, where you'll see the other captives and the jailer. I guess you tell me, like, where does Bladebeard look first? Left, right, or front?
Let's go with the front.
In the front is your jailer, one of the jungle gnomes. He's fiddling with above board a bazooka. And you can guess that he's going to fire that at whomever is trying to escape. And he also has, it's not shown on like the screen, but he has a rope that he is apparently ready to pull, and the rope leads to a trap door that goes underground. Do you like try to get his attention, or?
Let me look at the other prisoners, I guess, first.
Sure, because there's a bunch of them. Would you like to look left or right first?
Let's go left.
Sure. To the left, you will see, first of all, a pretty old Blackrock, probably Blackrock at least, orc, still clad in armor, and to his right, a younger-looking orc that's actually dressed, you'd recognize this because you've met these people before, in Korkron armor, funnily enough. But they're also tied up, not quite as tightly as you, though. Do let me know if you try to get their attention or not.
I guess not.
Sure.
Alright.
Just for context sake, the Blackrock orc is looks kind of almost resigned to his fate, so to say. The younger orc lady is struggling against her restraints and obviously not doing anything.
Alright.
So it's not a Dark Iron Dwarf?
Sorry?
It's not a Dark Iron Dwarf, it's really a Blackrock Orc.
Oh, right, that old joke.
Yeah, no, that was Shatterhand. That I confused with Dark Iron.
Was it Shattered Hand?
It was a Shattered Hand that DoomGoblin made the confusion with, but...
My bad.
I mean, they're kind of similar. Both are gray.
Sure. Casual racism, I guess. Kidding. Do you want me to tell you what Bladebeard would see of the other prisoners?
Yeah.
First of all, he'd see a big frame of a Grim Totem Tauren. He also looks kind of resigned to his fate. You also see Horde insignia on his clothing, sort of implying that he's also sort of bundled together with the orcs. On sort of the far side of the tent you guys are in, is Bladebeard familiar with Kvoldir?
Can we do a roll?
Sure. Give me a careful.
2.
Maybe you've heard stories and you'd be able to piece it together, but maybe Bladebeard hasn't ever interacted with them directly, I guess.
Alright.
Yeah, then you'd see a Vrykul covered in seaweed and with green skin, and you'd make the connection that, oh, this is one of those sort of legendary people. And in between the two of them, you notice, I wouldn't say a friend, but definitely someone you know, a goblin named Bug, who is a master escape artist. And because the terms of your stunt say this, I guess, when you look at him, he looks at you and says, Bladebeard, you son of a bitch, what the hell are you doing here?
Oh. Ahoy there. I just woke up. I was shot with a poison dart. And tied up, I guess.
Well, welcome to the Den of the Damned, I guess.
I thought I would be alone with the gnome girl. But I guess I'm with you guys.
I will say, just for context as to who Bug is, you would know him as a Bilgewater goblin that's had several forays into Booty Bay and the Steamweedle vaults on Kazan. He's always failed in robbing those places, but he always manages to get away, even when thrown in the darkest dungeons you can imagine. So he's a bad thief, but a very good at escaping whatever it is. And judging by some Horde insignia you see on his shirt, it appears that he's been conscripted. Or drafted, I guess, whichever term you prefer. Press ganged, I guess, because he's a sailor. Well, happy to make your acquaintance. Oh, DoomGoblin disappeared, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. We'll wait 10 to 20 seconds. If he doesn't show back up, we'll go to the next person. Oh, DoomGoblin is typing in the Roll20 chat. What is he saying? For the viewers, because you can't see the chat at the moment, we're telling DoomGoblin that he is out of the call, apparently.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hello? How are
I'm
you?
back.
How are you?
Good.
Okay. Everything alright?
Yeah, I guess something went badly. I don't know, but I'm back.
Sure. As
Something with Discord, I assume.
usual for us. So, did you hear me describe Bug and like his story?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think the last thing he said was, "Welcome to the Den of the Damned."
Yeah, and I asked, so how are we getting out? What's the plan?
The like old orc next to you would say, "Careful what you say, little dwarf. Sometimes these creatures can understand you." He says that in like perfect common, like no accent.
Okay, can the pink one understand us?
He's currently fiddling with his like little bazooka, and you hear a ping, ping, ping every 2 or 3 seconds.
Do you guys know what that noise is?
No, and it's been driving me insane, being completely honest, says Bug. And the old orc would say, "You learn to deal with it. What's your story, dwarf?"
Oh, it's an amazing one. Filled with adventure, rum and glory.
Above board, do you speak Orcish?
Nope.
Okay, then the younger orc would like bark something at the older orc, and the older orc replies in common, and he'll say, "Speak common for the courtesy of our new friend." The younger orc barks something again in Orcish, and the old orc just shakes his head and says, "Sorry, she doesn't really like your kind."
Oh, but why?
She says in common, "You alliance, you die."
Not really. I'm a pirate.
Die too, anyway. She's pretty inflammable, says Bug. I'd recommend not messing with her.
Alright. So, are we just gonna sit here tied up, or are we doing something?
Being perfectly honest, says Bug, I've already managed to untie myself, but like I need like an opportunity, if that makes sense. And I'm not fond of sneaking about, or well, not sneaking about, of like fighting my way out of this entire village. And like there's no way for us to get back to our ship because there's snake people there.
Alright. I'll yell out towards the gnome. Oh yeah, can you understand me?
Ah! He like fiddles with his bazooka and points it at you, shaking.
Hey, calm down. You know common? Can you speak common?
Takes aim.
I say in Dwarven. What about Dwarven? Do you speak the language?
He yells out something in like his weird Creole language, like to the back, like to the entrance of the tent. Bug says, "I recommend not irritating them."
Alright. I'm just talking.
And I think at this point from the back, well, not the back, from like the entrance to the tent, someone will come in. that I'll put their token on screen in a bit. Once Roll20 loads set token. Yeah, this individual that I think you DoomGoblin, you actually mentioned before.
Oh yeah, the one that shoot me.
I don't think she was the one who shot you, but still.
Oh, alright.
Either way, she would march straight for you, and she has a very angry expression on her face. And she walks straight up to you and she says, in common, why?
Why what?
Why husband want you alive? Tell me why. You plan on stealing him?
No. No. I have no idea, but I'm glad he does.
Sorry. Maybe can I offer you a compel, I guess?
Sure.
I guess it would be your swashbuckling dwarf rogue, I guess. Your like adventurer, like stereotypical pirate thing, I guess. And it's also related to something. It's also related to something you mentioned last episode. What would really be the best way to like beat Caspian and like humiliate him again, if not sleeping with his spouse?
Yeah, I had the same idea, so yeah, sure.
Okay,
I'll
here
take the fate point.
here is the fate point.
Although, I'm just gonna say it, like above board, I don't think Bladebeard still believes that's the Caspian. Just some random dude with the same name.
Fair enough. Either way, the compel, then I just like reword the compel to say a better way to like humiliate the like human who leads these gnomes than to do that.
Yeah, awesome.
So, given that, I guess she says I guess you pull out a knife and say, "You try to steal husband from me."
Oh, no. No, I mean, you're the ones that captured me. I didn't even know you lived here.
Why husband want you alive? Why he no want you sacrificed to volcano?
I don't know. Maybe he likes me. How about you? I mean, I see you tied me up. I mean, I'm also into kinky stuff. But,
Oh
Can you-
Lord, says Bug.
can you maybe untie me a bit so I can move a bit more?
Should shank you and leave you for dead. No one steal husband from me.
I promise I won't steal your husband from you.
Who you? What name? Why husband know you?
Well, I'm very famous across Azeroth, so obviously he knows about me. I am Captain Bladebeard. Maybe you also heard of me.
Bladebeard. You one who sent husband to us. She like puts the knife back in the sheath.
Maybe. I mean, I did a lot of things during my life, so maybe I sent someone on this island. I don't remember really.
Husband gonna torture you a lot. Drink your blood. Yes. Maybe feed you to mushy.
I mean, well, whatever he likes, I guess. So, how about you? Are you gonna torture me, huh? Are you gonna drink my blood?
If husband offers, maybe.
mean,
Your blood tasty.
You don't need your husband's permission for everything, you know? You can do some things behind his back.
Like what? I mighty chieftain of gnomes. I do everything because I want to.
Yeah, but you just said that you want to kill me and you ain't doing it.
She pulls out
So
the knife
the-
again and says, "Want me to start?"
No. Or what do you mean by start? Start what?
I guess she'd stab you because you asked.
Ow! Or Bladebeard will scream something like, "Oh,
Bug cringes. The other inmates look away.
all right, a bit rough, but can we get somewhere more private?" You see that I don't know our companions are not really enjoying this lovely show.
She looks at the other companions and they like all try to not look her way. And she says, seems fine here.
I don't know. You said that there's a volcano. That's very romantic. Can we go there?
Naga steel volcano. Bad. Very bad. She like points at the other prisoners. We need to sacrifice them. Appease volcano before too late.
Oh, you worship the volcano? Is it like a god?
Is God. If no sacrifice, it go boom. Like thingamabobs of old times, yes.
Interesting. Well, let's go then. Let's rescue your volcano from Naga. I can scare them off.
Give me a flashy.
Three.
You do big and strong, yes. But you no take old snake people by yourself. No. She like points the knife at your like chin and says, "You sure you're not try steal husband? You're handsome. No want you to try steal husband."
No. Trust me. I am not interested in stealing your husband.
You sure? He best man here.
Well, now that I'm here, he's the second best man here.
Bug rolls his eyes in the background. She ponders a little and says, "You won't be my slave instead?"
Oh, that's how we're gonna play it. Yeah, sure.
All right, you come with.
All right.
But you still tie up.
Sure. Yeah, like I said, I don't kink shame.
Bug would like try to like catch your attention while like the lady isn't looking his way. He's like sort of asking, "What do we do in the meantime?"
I don't know. I'll come back for ya, or actually I should like whisper. I don't know, like try to escape or wait for me. Whatever you think is best.
Bug like lets out a big sigh, and the like gnome with the bazooka says something, and like the lady gnome just smacks him in the face for saying that. And she basically like unties enough of the rope that you're like not tied to like the pole holding the tent anymore, but your hands and feet are still tied.
All right.
And she would like start dragging you and say, come, have test you out. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Shall we continue with the next person in the initiative order?
Sure.
Which will be Moarg at this point. Banrak, are you with us?
I am, yes.
Hello. So, unlike your side of the quote-unquote battlefield, do you remember what's going on?
I believe so. Our good old dwarf friend is trying to attack the ogres, and
Yes.
the Volpera character is she's knocked some ogres, not ogres. Well, I think there were ogres.
Yeah, they were
With
ogres.
some coconuts.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
not intentionally, but yes. Like a freak accident caused the coconuts to fall, even though above board it was Mera's stunt that made it happen. You see Benjamin draw his sword, though he's not like charging forward yet. He is like assessing the situation. So what do you do?
I'd say Moarg mirrors Benjamin, except with his large mace, and gets ready for a fight. So I guess create an advantage then.
Sure. Sounds like a careful attempt to create an advantage. Can you roll, please?
All right.
Let's see what happens.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's sufficient to get 2 charges on the advantage. You're ready to go, like ready to kick butt and all that good stuff. Do you have a name for your advantage?
Yeah, I'll go with Mason Facin.
Okay. And while I write that in, do you do anything narratively? Because, like, yeah, Gurren is advancing and, like, he's practically fighting already. But, like, the rest of the crew hasn't advanced yet. So it's still a pretty weird situation.
Get ready for a fight, everyone. It's gonna get bloody.
The crew looks uncertain, but they start drawing their weapons as well. The advantage was called Mason Facin, right?
Yep.
Noted. Okay, so when you say that, I guess Caspian would say, because it's his turn, is this how it shall be then? You're intruders to this island. I have no qualms about driving you off, though I thought we could work together for a thing.
You captured friend. What do you think was gonna happen?
You're the ones who intruded on our island. But very well then. Caspian would also draw his weapon and yell something to the gnomes in their like weird Creole language. Zelris, you're able to, Mera rather, is able to make out like the words for like get ready, if that makes sense. Caspian will spend his turn also trying to create an advantage. Let's see how he does. Apparently just barely well enough. He's apparently a little bit frazzled. And while I type that in, the ogre mage Gunk will ask you, I guess while he's like getting off from the ground, he'll say, typical Gorduni to side with weaklings instead of true strength. Where's your ogre pride, eh?
My ogre pride is with my friends. You have none.
So be it. Gumk, I see, is standing up. I guess first of all he'll like, Mera, what are you doing just narratively?
Isn't Mera on the floor because she got
Yep,
hit by a coconut?
she is, yes, with most of the other ogres.
Well, then she'll be on the floor then.
I guess Gunk grinning at Moarg, sort of like a look how powerful I am move. He'll throw a lava bolt at Mera. How does Mera defend herself?
God, I have literally no clue. She's on the floor. I have literally no clue. I guess she will just try and get out of the way as fast as possible.
Sure. A quick defense then.
Yep, that's to be expected.
What did you roll?
-1.
Okay, funnily enough, it would have been better if you hadn't tried to defend at all. How do you take 5 points of damage?
My level 3 stress and my level 2 consequence.
Okay. Your level 2 consequence will be crispy, because you don't like suffer severe burns, but you are slightly, well, crispy, as you just barely dodged the worst of the lava bolt, but it still hits you almost head on.
Yeah.
Leave tiny fox out of this.
Surrender and she lives. Now, for the ogres, the good fortune, and the jungle gnomes, basically, again, the ogres and the jungle gnomes outnumber you guys more or less 2 to 1. So to simplify the NPC combat, I'd ask you, who do you want the crew of the good fortune to fight? The gnomes or the ogres? The ones who the crew doesn't fight will instead fight you guys, if that makes sense.
I'd say the gnomes probably.
Yeah,
They're
they
safer.
can fight the gnomes.
I agree. Otherwise, we'll be with no one behind.
Okay. And to simplify things, I'll just do a D20 roll at the end to see how that combat goes, so that we don't have to roll every single round for those two groups. Okay.
Okay.
Oh god.
We get a 1 again, everyone dies.
Yeah, alright, let's choose who dies this time.
That's Spellbad and John again.
They die again. We lob their corpses at them.
Yeah, we are back,
Oh.
guys.
Well, as for the Dark Rock ogres, because they are still fighting you guys, I guess as they're scrambling to their feet, they'll I guess Mera or Gurin. I'm gonna roll a D2 to see if one is Mera, 2 is Gurin, to see who they deal with. Okay. As for the role of who wins between the gnomes and the good fortune, I'll give you guys either a bonus or a malice depending on how you do with your half of the fight. 2 is Gurin, so the ogres try to rally and stop Gurin's onslaught. How does Gurin defend himself?
By I don't know, with his shield.
Sure. Give me a forceful, please, DoomGoblin.
4.
You also rolled a 4? Okay. Tie means that the ogres will get an advantage. And while I type that in, it shall be Mera's turn. Mera, you've been slightly scorched. It's clear that the ogre chieftain wants to use you as an example. What do you do?
I imagine Mera kind of showed up after being hit by the fire and is, I guess, currently running around the beach, trying to put out the fire or whatever,
Funnily enough, you are still in the sort of vegetation part. So if you want, you can. I'd count it as a clever attack. Set the environment on fire.
No. I guess Mera would, after I guess running around a bit, would wait. Did she still have a sword, or was it taken away from her?
They would have taken it away, but I'm perfectly fine with you picking up another weapon, because when the ogres fell down, they probably would have dropped stuff. Though the weapons the ogres have are much heavier than you're used to.
Okay, Mera will pick up an ogre dagger, which is about the size of a sword.
Yeah, fair enough.
Conveniently.
Probably like a skinning knife, not even a dagger.
There's like a one-handed sword from Diamol called an ogre dagger. I remember that specifically. Anyway, she'll pick up a weapon and she will try to make an advantage by, I guess, standing her ground against this scary big ogre that shot with fire.
Sure. One head's looking at you, the other head's looking at Moarg, like, sort of...
That's freaky.
Yeah, that's what they do. But again, one head's looking at Moarg just like grinning, like, yeah, I hurt your friend, what are you gonna do about it, pretty much. Please repeat what you said, my bad.
I'm creating an advantage by, I guess, trying to like intimidating, I guess, standing my ground
Sure.
against this big guy.
Could you please give me a flashy then?
Okay. Oh my, a 7?
Yeah, you... Even though you are probably... I don't know which are taller, Vampire or gnomes, above board, I really don't know.
Vampire taller. I think they're like a bit shorter than dwarves.
Okay. Well, either way, in your like side of the battle where the gnomes aren't, you're the shortest combatant, but for whatever reason you project the aura of like greatest confidence and like just battle prowess, I suppose.
It's my pirate spirit.
Sure.
It's like a JoJo stand.
The like two-headed ogre narrows his eyes and both heads turn to look at you like, oh, this is a serious threat. What's the advantage that you create?
Song of the Pirate.
Sure. Anything else narratively while I type that in?
Nope.
Okay. Then again, while I type that in, Guren, what would Guren do? WWGT, I guess.
Yeah, continue fighting the ogres, I guess.
Okay, could you please roll Guren's Forceful while I'm still typing for Mera?
Yeah, he does it with his big hammer. He tries to kick them. Alright.
Yep, please roll.
8.
Let's see what the ogres roll. I'm still rolling for them. They'll obviously take damage because even if they get a critical success, it won't be good enough. Okay, 6 points of damage. Guren takes out 2 of the ogres with 1 blow. Yeah, Guren is very, very scary, even though he really isn't, I guess, because of his lack of flashy.
Yeah.
Benjamin, on your turn. For narrative's sake, I guess the crew of the Good Fortune will charge forward, engaging the... I almost said Skaven, the gnomes. What does Benjamin do?
How far am I from the human man? I don't remember his name.
Caspian, I'd leave it up to you. Would narratively have Benjamin narratively have also charged with the crew, or would he have sort of stayed a little bit behind?
I guess he would have stayed a little bit behind.
Then you're like 20 meters away, let's say.
Would I be able to make that in this turn and attack him, or?
Actually, 20 meters is farther than I thought. So let's say 10 meters, which is like 30 feet. With 10 meters, yeah, I think you'd be able to like get to him.
There. Then I guess since like the whole crew has already charged in, I do the same and try to get to him before he can have any time to defend, so I can get a good stab in.
Sure. Sounds like a quick attack. He will defend with his careful to see like how prepared he was. You rolled a 4. He is rolling, and he got a 5. So he parries your blow.
Is there anyone else in melee range?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna roll a d20 because there might be like random gnomes or random crewmen. So I'm gonna roll a d20. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me. Is it good or bad for you if there are people in melee range?
It's bad.
Okay. So,
Enemies in melee range, to be specific.
okay. So if I get a low roll, like below a 10, enemies will be in melee range. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what the dice say. Oh, you basically with that roll, not only are there enemies in melee range, but like you even have trouble getting to Caspian because you're constantly tripping over gnomes.
Then I'll use one of my advantages to bump my roll up to a 6.
Sure. Yeah, very well. So, what's like the injury, so to say, that you inflict on Caspian? It's only 1 point of damage, so it won't be particularly severe, but still.
So it's a consequence, or?
It will be his level 2 stress.
Oh, okay. I guess since there is a lot of people around, I kind of like bump one of them, and instead of stabbing him like in the shoulder, I just kind of graze his arm or something.
Okay. He said he's like grunts when you graze him and says, "What happened to the supposed chivalry of Stormwind, eh? On guard, then."
I kind of take up position to be ready for his next move.
Sure, and the gnomes just mill about around you guys, making it pretty difficult to like move. They won't engage you because they're busy with the crew, but for environmental effect, they're there. Next in the initiative order, we have Bladebeard. Bladebeard, as you exit the tent, are you with us, DoomGoblin, by the way?
Yeah.
As you exit the tent, with the gnome lady like sort of leading you, you see, I guess, that the village is not abandoned, but there's quite a few fewer people there. You obviously can come to your own conclusions as to why. And you see that the village is right near to like right next to the waterfall that you guys see on the map. So there's definitely plenty of fresh water that you can resupply the ship with. The like various villagers shoot you odd looks like what's going on, but they don't say anything because they recognize the authority of the gnome lady. What do you say or do?
Bladebeard is going to ask, "Hey, is there anything behind the waterfall? Any kind of like secret cave?"
Why should trust you with secrets of tribe?
I don't know. Who can I reveal the secrets to? I'm your prisoner.
I mean,
the fact that you...
At this point, funnily enough, while she's hesitating, unprompted, the voice in your mind will say, "Go behind the waterfall." Funnily enough, yes, I did plan for something to be there. So, good coincidence or good eye, whatever.
Good knowledge of what's the word?
D&D tropes, I guess.
Yeah, like standard stuff. There's a word, but I can't remember it. Anyway,
Cliches.
cliches, yeah.
So the voice says, "Go behind the waterfall," and it also adds, "I will guide you."
So, Gnome, how about we go?
I
there?
will say, I did compel you, DoomGoblin. Your priority at the moment is not the waterfall.
I mean, it's pretty romantic.
Yeah.
A waterfall.
Okay, I will reword it. Oh, Bladebeard is interested in going to the behind the waterfall, sure, but his first priority is this lady, so he'll only go behind the waterfall for now, at least, if it's a place where he and this lady can, do that.
All right.
So, do you say anything to this lady?
Yeah, the fact that you didn't say no means that there is something behind the waterfall. How about we go there?
Not romantic. Ancient rock thing. Make blippity blops go boo.
I have no idea what you mean, but maybe we can do something to please the volcano with that rock.
Ancestors tried. No luck. No luck.
Well,
Even when trolls enslaved us, no luck.
Well, you don't know me. I'm Captain Bladebeard.
Can I get a flashy from you?
It's a 0. It is... What number? Would 2 be alright for this?
I was aiming at something like either 2 or 3. I guess I'll go with 2.
Fine. I might spend a fate point. Sure, I will. What would even make sense? What am I trying to do?
Impress her by the fact that you're Captain Bladebeard, and you can convince the thing behind the waterfall, whatever it is, to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
My high concept is that I'm Captain Bladebeard, the pirate lord of the Blackwater Raiders. So she can hear the confidence in my voice, and maybe that impresses her.
Okay, fair enough. I agree. And she says, okay, maybe we go after me done with you.
All right.
Okay, she'll start dragging you again back in probably the direction of her hut.
All right.
Okay. I guess for a couple turns we'll skip Bladebeard's turn because we know what's happening on that front. Shrug. Unless DoomGoblin, you want to do something else.
No.
Okay. Also solves the problem you mentioned last episode, I guess. Shall we go to Moarg?
Sure.
Moarg, you've just you've seen this the ogre chieftain blast Mera with a lava bolt, but I guess you'd also see Mera stand up ready to fight, and she looks positively inspiring above board because of her role. Whatever impressions you've had of her, of oh, she's a klutz or whatever, now she looks that's someone you could follow.
I told you, my friends are strong. It is you who is weak, and I will fight aside them.
For narrative's sake, you see that Gunk readies another lava bolt, but he points the hand in your direction while he's still staring at Mera. For narrative's sake, it doesn't mean that he's doing it yet, because it's not his turn yet.
Right. I'd say Bud or Moarg would start charging.
Towards him?
Yeah.
Sure. I would take that as a forceful attack.
And he would let out a big old battle shout while doing.
Sure. Let's see what happens. Wow.
Oh, I don't like that.
So you got a 1. Oh, sorry, the viewers can't see. You got a 1. He got a 7. So I guess what happens is...
Oh, well, I'm reroll.
Sure, okay. What are you invoking to reroll?
I will say.
Do you remember that you still have...
Warlock.
do you remember that you still have the advantage you created last time?
Oh yeah. Well, I'd much rather save those.
Sure. Okay. Then please give me a reroll.
That's better.
Oh, you got
And
a
then
6.
I'll use one of the advantages.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You did get a very good roll. So you're using one of the advantages to deal 1 damage to the guy. Okay.
Yeah, after charging at him and roaring, roll out.
Okay, you bull rush him and like interrupt his spell cast. I leave it up to you. Like, what's the damage? What do you do specifically to him?
Where did he hit Mera?
I guess in the side, because Mera sort of rolled it out of the way. If you look at Mera, you see that her like left side is singed.
Let's say Morg would hit his big mace against his side in turn then.
Okay. Yeah, you smash him in the side of the mace and he like grunts in pain. And yeah, you are now engaged in combat with the fellow. Caspian, on his turn, he will, I guess... Benjamin, you've probably like obviously been in plenty of sword fights before. You see that this guy is an experienced duelist, though perhaps a little bit out of shape, if that makes sense. And he will basically attack you by making like probing strikes, if that makes sense. So he'll attack with his careful. How does Benjamin defend himself?
I guess he tries to sort of like leap back so we can avoid like his strikes.
Sounds like a quick defense. Tie means he gets an advantage. Basically, he is probing your defenses, not necessarily with the intent of like getting a lethal blow in, more like getting your measure. But perhaps more irritatingly, there are times where like even his probing attacks almost make it through. So that's his advantage. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him another charge on ready for anything. Gunk's turn. Morg, I think he'll try to punch you in the face. How do you defend yourself?
I'd say Morg would try to move to the side.
Sounds like a quick defense.
Very.
What did you roll? A 1.
Hold
Okay.
another one.
That is 2 points of damage because he rolled a 3.
All right. Level 2 stress then.
Sure. He smacks you in the face, sort of driving you off for a little bit, and you see that he's preparing another spell for narrative's sake. Okay?
Okay.
As for the ogres, I think they will probably see that their chieftain is threatened and try to swarm you, which isn't something you usually hear about ogre combat, but yeah, that's what they do. So they like try to swarm you and attack you with their weapons. How does Morg defend himself?
I'd say after getting hit, he'd try and parry with his heavy weapons.
Sure. Then give me a forceful, please. Forceful or careful, I guess. I leave it up to you. That's another point of damage.
Is that 1 point of damage or
One. Yeah, 1.
All right, then level 1 strike.
Sure. Yeah. Just because this damage has happened in like rapid succession, you probably feels a little overwhelmed, and Gunk.
Overwhelmed or
Shut up, DoomGoblin. I'm joking. Please don't take it the wrong way, DoomGoblin.
no, I didn't take it the wrong way.
Okay. So again, Morg, I think, would probably feel a little overwhelmed just because the damage happened in rapid succession. And Gunk would probably like laugh in your face and say, "Is that all the Gorduni are capable of, weakling?"
Oh man, he's gonna shut up if Bud uses the cannon.
You know Morg is gonna use the cannon.
For a different reason. More, can I get a careful from you?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing happens with that roll. Okay. Then it's the NPCs. Then Mera.
So it's my turn.
Yep. Zelris, I imagine you're not used to having a character that's not quick, I guess.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but it can lead to some cool opportunities, such as this. Mera is going to, seeing that Bud is being overwhelmed, Mera is going to try to weave through the legs of the ogres, and she's going to try to, using the spikes on Bud's back, climb like onto his shoulder and wave her weapon around to try and maybe help Bud by making the ogres like back off, you know.
I guess first question, would Bud allow this?
Yeah.
Okay. Second question, Zelris, is this an attack, an advantage, or an assist for Bud?
I'm going to, if I have an advantage, can I give it to Bud?
Of course. If it makes sense narratively.
I'll try to make an advantage then.
Then please, can I get a flashy from you?
6.
Yeah, that's definitely sufficient. Do you have a name for your advantage?
I guess clearing the crowd.
Sure. Also, I forgot that you had 2 charges on Solve the Pirate. I'll give you your second charge.
Oh, okay.
And again, for advantages, even like I write in parentheses who they belong to, but if it would make sense narratively, I'm perfectly fine with you guys passing your advantages between each other. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on your turn, at least narratively, Mera?
Nope.
Then it shall be Gurin's turn. What would Gurin do?
Do you need help, Benarak, with fighting the big ogre, or should Gurin just continue fighting the soldier ogres?
I'd say fight the soldier ogres.
Sure. He'll keep smashing the group ogres.
Okay. May I get Gurin's forceful, please?
6.
Let's see what they roll. The ogres, I mean. 4, okay. Gurin takes another one out. Above board, the ogres are not quite as numerous as the gnomes, or so each casualty for them counts for more than it does for the gnomes. Okay. Next in the initiative order, we'd have Benjamin.
So having gained some distance from Caspian, Benjamin will use his axe stunt, and he'll just take it out and throw it at Caspian, but not necessarily to aim at anywhere in specific, but just to get a good, clean hit just before he can do anything to defend himself.
Sounds like a forceful attack, and I'll give you probably like a plus. I'm debating between 6, 7, or 8. Actually, I'll just, for like fairness sake, I'll just roll, okay, to see what I give you.
Sure.
One would be 6, 2 will be 7, 3 will be 8. Let's see what the dice say. 8. Okay, so a plus 8, a bonus to your forceful attack. Okay.
All right.
Could you say out loud what you rolled?
I rolled a 0, so an 8.
Okay, and he rolled a 4 because he tried to dodge out of the way. He wasn't expecting that. So he'd take 4 points of damage. I guess what's the level 4 consequence you inflict on the fellow?
I'm not sure on a name, but I guess it'd be something like the axe hitting his shoulder or something.
Yeah, not something that's like as crippling as
Yeah.
you chopping off Lyri's hand, but yeah.
Yeah. and the axe returns because it's magic.
Also true. As for the name, I don't want to make a pun of it, unless DoomGoblin disagrees, I guess. So for the name, Axe Wound, I guess would be the simplest.
Sure.
Okay. He says, you definitely fight dirty, I'll give you that.
Well, that's what it takes sometimes.
He like readies himself for action again, and you get the inkling that he will definitely make an attack on you. Like, he'll go on the offensive, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Bladebeard's turn. DoomGoblin again. Would Bladebeard be doing anything else for this round other than the stuff we need to move away from? Like, not show?
I don't think so. Maybe he'll use his hourglass to play some like romantic music, you know, like what's the name? Careless Whispers. You know that song?
I do not, but I believe you. I don't know, for lack of a better term.
I think you know. I think you know it. You just don't know the name. If you would hear it, you would be like, "Oh yeah, that's the one."
Quite likely, but sure. Yeah, Bladebeard's having a good time while everyone else is yeah. Shall we go to Morg's turn?
Yeah.
Okay, Banorak. It is currently Morg's turn. Mera's climbed up on you and is like intimidating the ogres by like waving her sword around.
Keep on busy. I'm gonna do something big.
Mira's
And,
too busy swinging a sword to really pay that. any
Morg
mind.
would lift his cannon and let it whirl, and then open fire at the ogre chieftain.
Okay, it's a forceful attack, but as for your bonus, I definitely don't think he'd be expecting it, so I'll also give you like a +8 bonus, okay?
Alright.
Which banner account is there? Oh my god.
Oh
12.
god!
What did he roll? Because I can't see
It
that.
created.
I rolled an 8. I rolled an 8.
You can have my clearing the crowd as well.
Gotta use those handy dandy advantages too.
Yeah, and you still have a Mason facing.
Okay, let's take it one step at a time. Currently, currently he'd have to take 9 points of damage. Do you want to boost that number further?
How much health does he have?
15 technically.
15 currently?
Yes. Well, without this current blow, yeah.
Yeah, let's boost that.
Use my clearing the crowd. Come on.
How would that apply in this particular case?
Because there's no ogres to block the shot. Like all the lackeys have been
Okay, fair.
displaced.
Fair. So, you're currently at a 9. You need to get to 15. You can use clearing the crowd. That will boost it to an 11 out of 15. Anything else?
Mason facing.
Okay, well, how would that apply? Because that's more so related to your mace. Unless you can explain it.
Maybe the only thing I can think of is maybe it looks like he's going to use his mace, and he feints it, and then uses his cannon instead.
Okay, sure. So that's 13 out of 15. I'm going to use all 3 charges of Ogre Pride to bring it to a 7 instead of, yeah. So 7 damage only, quote unquote only.
Do I use one of my fate points to
What
boost
was
that?
Soul of the Pirate again?
Mera being intimidating.
Well, she's on top of both. Does that apply?
Yeah, I can see it. Mera, do you pass that along to Bud or to Morg, or do you keep that for yourself?
I keep that for myself.
Alright. I will use one of my fate points then.
What are you invoking?
I will invoke Heavy Weapons Expert.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I guess that would be Gunk's level 6 consequence and level 3 stress. Do you have a name for the level 6 consequence? Again, a level 6 is like a crippling injury.
Hole in my shoulder. I feel like Morg just blasted his shoulder right off.
Sure. I guess I'll sort of not remind you. I guess remind that you have a big fell cannon, so your cannonball isn't just a cannonball, it's also fire, if that makes sense.
Okay. So, I guess it would also be very burnt, then?
Sure, more so I'm implying, like, if you want, you can take his entire arm off.
Oh, well, sure, I guess.
Okay, left or
My
right?
shoulder... we'll go with, right.
And, then what's the name of the consequence?
Hole in my shoulder?
Sure.
I guess he's a bit ogre cooked now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. You blast him completely and, like, yeah, you definitely cripplingly injure him. Can I get, I guess, a flashy from you? This was more so for narrative's sake. Okay. Above board, I was gonna, if you got a good roll, he was gonna concede, but he's.
Oh, I want a good roll. I want a good roll. Can I use a fate point?
Sure.
We'll go with former war, and maybe add a 2 to that. Will that help?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So, you blast his arm right off. He lets out a scream of pain, and I guess he will concede the fight. Basically, while still screaming and holding to like his missing stump. He runs back in the direction, like towards the gnome village. And because he runs, I think the ogres will follow along.
And Moarg will stop and just stare at the at Caspian then, with a glare.
Can I get another flashy from you?
Sure. What is with these ones?
With that roll, he like grits his teeth, but seems determined to continue the battle.
All right.
Okay, good job though. On his turn, he'll make do on what I said, and he will once again probe at Benjamin's defenses. How does Benjamin defend himself?
He keeps the safe distance. He gained less turn, essentially.
Sounds like careful, I guess. Yeah, it sounds, the way you said it sounds more careful than quick, so I'd say careful.
Fair enough. Ooh, ouch.
What? Okay, how do you take 5 points of damage?
I'll use one of my fate points to invoke Traveling Sellsword. I guess I have some dueling expertise
Yeah.
to know how to handle this. So that makes 3 points of damage, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll take my level 3 stress.
I'll use a charge of Ready for Anything to make it 5.
Then I'll use his. Does he have a consequence?
He does have a level
He
4,
does,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll use that.
Should I use... Yeah, I guess I'll use Ready for Anything to deal the 5, because 5 would be pretty damaging to you.
Well, that's... I think... Oh, I have another ready to rumble. I didn't see it. I'll use that.
Okay. So 3 points of damage, that's your level 3 stress then. Yeah, he once again makes it past your defenses. Even though like his fighting style is different than yours, you get the and he's kind of out of shape. You get the inkling that like he's, in terms of like classical dueling and like fencing, he's a better fighter than you. Just in that regard, there are other ways to fight as well.
Noted.
Okay, the gunk is gone, the ogres are gone. Mera's turn.
Mera will point to Caspian and say, she'll raise her voice a little bit and clear her throat. Beware, castaway! I will reveal my most powerful pirate attack. Pirate Blade Storm! And she will throw herself off Bud and use her stunt where she clumsily swings around her weapon at Caspian to, I guess, scare him off.
Okay, let me check the wording on your stunt. The hold no quarter or the luck of the draw one?
Hold no quarter.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Sounds like a flashy attack against the fellow, and I'll give you just a +4 just because you're pretty far away, if that makes sense. That's the only reason it's just a +4.
Yeah. Makes sense. That's a flashy. That'll be a 9.
Let's
I
see.
will...
Well, let's see what he rolls first. Oh, wow.
A 3. Well, I will put in both of my Song with the Pirates just to maximize the damage.
I will use... so that's 8... I'll use 2 fate points to bring it back to 6.
I will use one of my fate points to boost it by 1. Or boost it by 2 even.
Invoking.
Hey, take me seriously already. She's really trying to sell this as a powerful attack.
So yeah, okay. So that will bring us to 8 points of damage. I will use your level 2 consequence to make it a 6 again.
And I will use my Bilge Buccaneer. You know, I'm a pirate. I have I'm well versed in, you know, scaring people and making them give up fights.
Okay, sure. Noted. What's the level 6 and the level 2 consequence you inflict on him?
Let me Google something real quick.
Okay, sure.
Apparently, the fear of foxes is phenicicaphobia. Phenicicaphobia. So
Can you...
I guess that.
Can you... number 1, is that the level 2 or the level 6 consequence?
Let's make that the level 6 one.
Okay, and also can you post it in like the Roll20 chat or Discord or whatever so I can see... Okay, how... And while I type that in, do let me know what the level 2 consequence is.
I guess just unnerved.
Okay. So he definitely seems... Well, actually, I'm not 100% clear. Is this also like a physical attack or just like a look how scary I am?
Look how scary I am.
Okay, then he's...
She is swinging kind of close to him, but it's nothing like actually that devastating. It just looks scary.
Okay, sure. He looks intimidated. And before Gurin's turn, because it would be like he doesn't want to like get completely smashed in terms of whatchamacallit, negotiating the post-battle outcome, I guess, he will concede the fight. So Benjamin, you see like fear across his face as you're like squaring off with him. He looks back at you because you're the closest to him, and he points his sword at you and like drops it. Like he points it at you so you can see that he drops it.
Come on, a fox, really?
He looks away from you. He yells out something in like the local Creole language to like get the gnomes to stand down. Let's check the damage on like the outcome of the crew versus gnomes fight. I'll give a +7 bonus on the D20 roll. Okay.
I'm wetting my pants, guys.
I mean,
If anyone has to die, it's swimming. Okay. That's the undisputed rule.
okay. You're all good. Few, if any, of the crew have died. Because of the roll, would you have like the crew to like kill any of the gnomes? It's entirely up to you.
Like the just random gnomes?
Yeah, the no-name ones.
I mean, since they're a merchant-ish crew, I guess there would be not a lot of killing, but some just because, you know, it's still a battle.
Sure, then the number of casualties on both sides can be counted on the fingers of one hand. Which I guess is more than either side would have preferred, but it's still pretty good.
Okay.
So, as Caspian drops his weapon and the gnomes like fall back sort of behind him, like, and look at him for directions, he looks at you guys and he says, "So what happens now?"
Well, you give us back Bladebeard. You let us stay around for 2 days, and we'll be off your pretty little island.
Can't I offer anything else other than that bastard? Anything else?
I'm afraid not. Is all you've built here really worth less than Bladebeard?
Yes.
Okay, I guess this really is very personal. But, well, I'm afraid you have no choice at this point.
He sighs and says,
How about this? Everything I said, but we help you with your Naga problem.
he looks a little, I guess relieved would be the best term, like that was a concern of his. And he says, fine, but you can come to our settlement and I'll tell you my tale, and I would genuinely hope that convinces you to hand over Bladebeard to us.
Well, I'm not really the one you need to convince, but sure, if that makes you feel any better.
What about Morg and Mera? Do you guys have terms?
Mera is just still swinging her blade around.
You accidentally, I don't know, poke Ziharu, and he says, "Ow, watch that."
Mera will quickly, I guess, sheath her weapon.
Do you have anyone else? Anything else? Other ogres?
The ogres are not mine, per se. They were inhabitants of the Northern Isle until the Naga drove them away. So they'd be most interested, I suppose, in retaking their home. Well, the gnomes as well. We have to continue the regular sacrifices, or so they say.
I would help them regardless.
Thompshire, Benjamin did, pick up last session, by the way, that maybe there are other prisoners that these guys have. It's just that he's obviously not forwarding that information of his own volition.
I take it you have other prisoners?
They are not part of our discussion, are they?
What's this whole sacrificing business?
Well, I suppose we can walk and talk. He gestures for you guys to follow him to the gnomish settlement.
All right, everyone. Show's over. Back to camp.
Yeah, that was my next question. If you guys go, who will go, if anyone?
I'd say Moarg would go.
Yeah, I guess it's the players and Uri. Do we want to take any of the crewmen? Maybe we could take Severith. She hasn't really done anything, and she's kind of cool, so maybe. I don't know.
I, the DM, am not opposed.
Opinions, though?
I think that's fine. I think the ogres are going to go back to lumbering, probably.
I think when you indicate for Severith to follow, I guess she'd run up to you, Benjamin, and say, this is why the captain said to stay away from these islands. Well, former captain.
Did she?
above board, if you remember the like big map.
Yeah, I remember the map. I'm asking in character.
Yeah, we sometimes sail by them when like the winds blow us in this direction on our usual route, and the captain always said to stay clear of them. Never really clarified why though. I guess this is the reason.
I guess I should ask about that later, but okay, noted.
And so it's the players plus Sevrith that are going, right?
And Gorin, I guess. If he follows, I don't know. I guess that's up to DoomGoblin.
Kind of both me and DoomGoblin, I guess, because we are like shared custody over Gorin. DoomGoblin, what do you think?
He doesn't think, apparently.
Are you with us, DoomGoblin?
He's just
Yeah.
doing a really good Gurren impression.
Sure. Honestly, just my honest thoughts are like Gorin's thought process, if you can even call it that, would be Bladebeard ordered me to bathe. Oh, now there's a fight. Okay, the fight is finished. Now I go back to bathing. Oh, hello, DoomGoblin. Do you have
Hello.
any? Do you have any thoughts?
No, I like that. I mean, I'm fine either way.
Okay. I guess Gorin is staying, unless one of you guys speaks Dwarven and tells him that Bladebeard wants him to go.
He stinks. Maybe it's just for the best.
Sure. Then he will trot back to the sea and once again sink his body in and then lift it back up to breathe and sink it back in like a what's the bird that does that? Anyway, like that type of bird.
Like a heron or something?
Yeah, sure.
Or a duck? I don't know.
Yeah. I was more so thinking of like that one animal that like sinks its head in the ground. But whatever.
What? Ostrich?
Oh, ostriches, yeah.
Oh, an ostrich. Either way. What was the last question you asked Caspian? Remind me.
Oh, I was asking him what was that whole sacrifice business.
Okay. Then as you guys are walking and talking pretty much, he'll say, well, I don't know for certain what's going on, if I'm being completely honest. The gnomes have, had this sort of agreement with the ogres to appease the volcano and keep it from erupting, which, as you imagine, would be pretty bad for both communities. Any stragglers who would land on these islands, we'd offer them up as sacrifices to the volcano to keep it appeased. I don't know if it works or not. I personally didn't believe it, but he points at the volcano and you see that it's smoking. And Caspian says it's never done that ever before, and I've been here for
Why
20
weren't you
years.
thrown in?
Well, let's just say I'm married to the gnome chieftain.
Okay.
To be fair, there were others who weren't thrown in, but they were instead fed to the last troll.
Well, whatever the case, I do feel this is probably related to the Naga, since they're never up to anything good. But, I guess, Bladebeard aside, we can talk prisoners after the Naga issue is done, and maybe we gain some understanding if this is just some superstition or something else.
Very well. I will have to abide by the tribe's decision. I'm not their dictator.
Well, this may be just a theory on my part, but I think whatever Bud or Moarg over here says, that's and now one-armed ogre might just agree. Maybe, just a thought.
I've never seen Gunk so humiliated. My honest guess is that you have all made an enemy.
How can he be an enemy if he has one arm?
I mean, he does have about 30 ogres under his rule. Probably more. I haven't really counted.
Well, aren't ogres all about following the more powerful one?
You'd think that, but the most powerful one isn't actually Gunk. It's his lover.
Lots of love on this island.
Well, it's a tight-knit community.
A bit too tight if you ask me.
The gnomes here, well, you can imagine that they're not exactly native. They crash landed here about 100 years ago, I think. And they were enslaved by the local trolls. Eventually they had their own uprising, and now there's just one troll that they keep alive as out of sadism, to be perfectly honest.
Morgan.
Let's just say even if the volcano were not an issue, the gnomes would have other uses for the prisoners, plural.
I'm not even gonna ask, actually.
It is pretty gruesome. Well, honestly, it's a relief to be able to speak common again. Tried teaching them, only Pepe and Alexi was willing to listen somewhat.
It's surprising you haven't gone too crazy.
Well, he points at his kilt. I guess I've gone through some changes.
Well, if you're interested, I guess there's some extra pants on board.
Being perfectly honest, I sympathize with these people, the gnomes and the ogres, of course. But what I care most is slicing Bladebeard's fingers one by one.
Alright, you could have said that a bit more nicely, but...
Okay. And then I'd probably feed them to him, and then slowly burn his toes.
You know what? I
His
think
toes?
I take back that crazy part.
No, actually, I should probably rip off his fingernails first. Do you know there's a punishment I've heard of that ancient humans did, where they cut off someone's nose? That could have been an idea.
Okay. I think we've become civilized enough to not do that anymore.
Well, unlucky for you, I haven't been among civilized society in quite a while. Do you know it's true it actually kind of tastes like pork?
Okay. That's kind of a cursed thought, but no. I'm not sure if I should say good to know, but I guess I know now.
You do what it takes to survive, as you can imagine. Either way, I don't think I'd fit very well if I were to return back to civil society. Even though the very reason I'm in this place is because I was far too civil for Bladebeard's sake. Or I should call him Moby, that annoys him more.
He's been called that plenty lately, so it's fine.
Yeah. Meanwhile, well, actually, anything else from you guys, or shall we visit Bladebeard?
I guess we can go back to Bladebeard.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Bladebeard time.
Sure. DoomGoblin, are you with us?
Yes.
I imagine the deed is done. I
The
don't
good
know.
Yeah.
deed is done.
The volcano erupted.
Sure. Just for the sake of it, can I get a flashy from you?
2.
You better than expected, but husband still better.
I had worse things said about me, but sure.
Now you pep and Alexi property. Got it?
Alrighty.
Husband no touch you. Mine.
Awesome.
You cook?
I do have a cook that can cook.
She like reaches for a bowl in her hut. You will see that the bowl is like made of like high tech. It's not the best term for it, but it's basically high quality steel. And she like hands it over to you, and in that bowl are a bunch of orc fingers.
Well,
Good snack.
what's,
Good snack.
I'll pass.
She takes one and starts chewing on it.
Alright.
Eat.
No, I'm good. I ate before.
She like glares at you and says, "You eat.
No,
What?
no,
You gonna starve to death? You dumb?"
don't worry about me. I'll survive.
Can I get a, I guess, forceful from you?
Free.
Okay. Then she says, stupid. At least you have one use, even if you're stupid.
Do I see anything that would be good to steal in her house?
Give me a careful, please.
0.
The bowl that she tried to hand you, it's made of high quality steel. But other than that, that's all you see. Doesn't mean that there isn't anything else, but that is what you see.
Alright.
You think husband back by now?
Oh, should I hide or skedaddle?
No. Have to make claim public. Get up.
Sure.
She takes the rope and would attempt to tie your hands again.
You think that's necessary?
You property. Shut up.
I don't know. I think I'm more useful of a property with my hands free.
You best useful with pants down and mouth shut.
Alright.
Do you allow her to tie you up? Well,
Sure.
your hands? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. And she would say, Come. Have
Sure,
to
I'll-
have to make public claim.
Yeah, I'll come.
And at this point, I think the other 3/4 of the party would also make their way to the gnomish settlement. So, to briefly describe the scene, the gnomes who stayed behind, you would see them all peer curiously at the newcomers. Everyone like Benjamin, Morg, and Mera, you see the like pretty imposing spring of water. There's definitely enough water here to like resupply the ship for your journey. The ogres, you see them like cowering sort of on the other side of the waterfall, regrouping around their leader, more like almost suffocating him, if that makes sense. They're all like clustered around him, not really giving him room to breathe. And you see that like the dwellings of the gnomes, they're like made of canvas, but also some of the local lumber, but also you see bits of stone, like that the type you'd see in like troll ruins, as well as random pieces of gnome gadgetry, if that makes sense. So as the two groups emerge, Benjamin, Morg, and Mera, you will see Bladebeard being brought by a gnome with his hands tied. And if you were to look at Caspian seems confused, and then you see like a bit of fear and anger on his face. Do you say anything?
Oh, he's here already. Okay.
Oh, he with little gnome. Little gnome lady.
Yeah, I'm their prisoner, and I can tell you that the torture was it was horrible. Yeah.
What they do to you?
Oh, all kinds of stuff.
Caspian would ask the Pepe and Alexi, the gnome lady, something in the Creole language. She'd reply back with like a defiant tone, and Caspian just looks shocked and kind of defeated.
Bladebeard wings.
Caspian looks ready to draw his sword. But the gnome...
Let's not, okay?
Fine. We won't. He looks at Benjamin and says, well, your friend is no longer under my jurisdiction. You have to talk to my wife.
There's a bit of a language barrier, right?
Can't understand you, stupid human.
Alright. Name calling aside, we have a little proposal.
Thompshire, may I offer you compel?
Sure.
I'd like to compel your too handsome for his own good, which is something we haven't seen in a while. That I think this gnome lady would find you, well, Benjamin rather, attractive, and maybe Benjamin would try to exploit that, or at least attempt to, which might backfire.
I don't think he would do that.
Sure. Very
So
well.
I'll have to refuse.
Duly noted. And she says in something in Cree, in the local language, to Caspian, and Caspian says, "Well, want to explain why you're still alive?"
Who? Me?
He says it to Benjamin.
Well, we won that little skirmish outside of your little village.
She says something to Caspian. She sounds incredulous, and Caspian just shrugs at her. And he looks at Benjamin and says, "I think I was gonna get a divorce anyway."
Right. Anyways, about that proposal I was gonna talk about.
She looks at you and says, "Not handing over new slave."
What if we took care of your Naga problem in exchange?
What's Bladebeard's expression?
His usual self, smiling and listening to what people are talking about.
Then she would point at that and say, "But he happy with me."
Well, do you have any alcohol on this island?
Alcohol. Caspian says no, they don't.
You know, it's a funny drink that makes you see all buzzy and feel kind of happy.
Oh yeah,
And Bladebeard, if he doesn't drink that, he'll get all depressed and sad, and he won't do anything, and it will be no fun. So, you know, maybe you had your fun, I don't know, but soon enough, you'll, I don't know, just be depressing.
You be Major Buzzkill, but seen it one time, not pretty.
She pokes Bladebeard and says, "What do you think, slave?"
yeah, I would like to be free.
Then you're
You
no
know-
free, you mine.
Well, I can like return, during my sailing, when I'm around. I can stop by from time to time.
You mine, you new husband, alright?
Oh, so that again.
You know, where I come from, marriages are mutual, and there is no really possessive half of it, I guess. And you need to have it officiated by a priest or by a government official.
I officiate.
Yeah, but there's no cake. Gotta have a cake too.
She looks confused. She doesn't know what cake is. Caspian says, don't bother with it. She also has 3 other husbands anyway.
Oh. Are you also not gnomes?
Well, see it this way. If the Naga problem isn't handled, you'll all die, including Bladebeard. So you won't have your property anymore. Doesn't it make you feel better?
How about we take your ship, sail away, he stay husband?
How about you keep the Horde's ship on the other side of the island, and we take Bladebeard? You know, that ship over there, it's made of metal, kind of like those pieces in your houses. Doesn't that make you feel nostalgic, maybe?
Was not around when the first ones came. No.
Don't you think they'd be happy if you did?
Yeah.
Wait. Before that, she starts dragging Bladebeard in a different direction. Does Bladebeard go?
Sure.
Need to go waterfall. Solve secret, yes.
Oh yeah, they have something behind the waterfall.
You stay away. Secret not for you.
Okay. Should we be worried about this? I asked Casper.
It's just a stupid rock.
You know, I've seen some stupid rocks in my travels, so you never know.
According to her, the first... He says this after, she's gone out of earshot. The first ones, which I'm guessing is their parents and grandparents, when they came here because they picked up a reading on one of their devices. But they didn't see the island because it was dark and they crashed.
Thought gnomes were a bit more advanced than that, but okay.
This was 100 years ago, mind. Guns didn't even exist back then.
I see.
So the reading pointed to something behind a rock behind the waterfall. Both the first ones and these people found it back then, but it's just a stupid rock. There's nothing special about it.
Well, Bladebeard has a knack for artifacts, so maybe he'll figure something out. Well, I guess all we have to do at this point is wait. So.
Make yourselves comfortable, he says with like a exasperated shrug.
Yeah, I'll just keep an eye on those ogres. They don't really inspire much confidence.
He doesn't say anything and will probably walk away, probably to like get some water or something. I think Zelris would just say after he's out of earshot, well, that's a lot of family drama.
Yeah.
What did you... Go ahead.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, we're gonna wait for Bladebeard to return. We go check out this Naga problem, and then we'll be on our way, I guess. Maybe like free the other prisoners, I guess. After, I don't know.
If we free them,
And we also have to wait for a friend of ours. That's the whole reason why we stopped here. So.
Why are you waiting for a friend?
Because that friend needs to arrive.
Yeah, but what is this friend? What does this friend offer?
It's kind of none of your business, actually.
Oh, okay. Fine.
What do you think? Says Zelris to Moarg.
Well, looks like Bladebeard got himself in another lady trap.
Oh, this has happened before. Alright.
Yeah, happens a lot, actually. He needs to stop wooing them, and then marrying them, and then them trying to keep him, and then him breaking their hearts, and then they try to kill him. No, not really fun, that part. Worst part is when they tried flirting with Bud. Like that gnome lady in Stormwind. Oh, didn't like that.
Do you think she'll be with us on the ship? She like points at Pep and Alexi walking in the distance.
If I was betting Ogre, Bladebeard's gonna skedaddle before she notices we leave. Probably. Unless he really in love this time, but don't think so.
Okay. What do you guys have any plans of like bringing, I don't know, the human on board? I know she looks at Benjamin. You are all, human solidarity and all that.
I don't think he wants to come, and Bladebeard and him have some very bad blood, as you might have noticed.
Yeah, about that. Any idea what that's about?
Above board, did Bladebeard tell us?
I think Bud might know above board.
Yeah,
I'm
Moarg
pretty sure
knew.
I'm pretty sure we determined the last time, but no.
Well, it's a long history, but, he basically, Bladebeard's captain. The original captain of Bladebeard, and there's some bad history between the two, and Bladebeard maybe double-crossed him, and, well, it sounds like he double-crossed him. I thought that the story was very different when Bladebeard told me, but, there's clearly something up here.
Right. Really inspires confidence in the captain. Almost makes you wish that someone else would have won the elections. Someone that's not with you, her here with us.
Yeah.
I thought we left that cult stuff behind.
What cult?
There's a cone?
Oh boy.
Just never mind. Let's just wait for Bladebeard.
And speaking of, shall we check up on him?
Yep.
So, Bladebeard, Pep, and Alexi is dragging you to the waterfall, and she would, unless you try to stop her or anything, basically more or less repeats the little history that Caspian told the rest of the party, that when the first ones came, they saw a reading that led them here, but they crashed the ship in a storm or darkness or something, and the reading is still here and points to something behind the waterfall, but it hasn't never responded to any one of them before.
All right.
And she says, "So can you make it talk? Can you make it go vroom and go pashao?"
I guess we'll see.
Have faith in your husband. So, you would eventually proceed behind the waterfall, where you... Well, the voice in your mind would attempt to, like, more or less softly take over your body, like guide your footsteps and your hands, if that makes sense.
All right.
Do you allow this?
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
Okay. Then she says, "What's wrong?"
Nothing wrong. Everything just fine.
Well, come on. And she like points to a wall in the like behind the waterfall, and she says, "This place. This we're reading."
Do I see anything?
Can I get a careful from you?
1.
For one, to you it looks more or less like an ordinary rock. The voice in your mind says, "Touch it." I will tell you the words.
I say in my mind, actually out loud, because it's funny. And what then? What happens then?
Then we marry for official, and we rule tribe for many, many generations. Yes.
No, wait. I'm talking to someone else. What will happen when I touch the rock?
Me not know. That's why I ask you to do it.
I'm
And
not gonna do it if you don't tell me.
Voice in your mind says reward.
I like rewards, but as we established, you don't really, let's say you don't think the way I think most of the times. Like, for example, you didn't let me stab Lyri. That wasn't good. So I doubt this reward is something good.
Valuable. Worthwhile.
I guess I could give it a shot.
Husband, you babbling. Stop it or I smack you.
Could I try to, like, somehow... just my hands are tied, right?
Yep.
Somehow, like, free myself, wiggle my arms out of my... the ropes.
Give me a careful, will be a very difficult roll because you didn't like do any prep work beforehand. Careful or forceful, I guess, but it'll still be very difficult.
Let me try forceful, sure. 1.
Your arms hurt. I guess Peppa and Alexi would smack you for just standing there.
Oh, can you untie me?
Why? Not married yet.
I just want to see the rock.
Here, rock.
Yeah, but I want to touch it.
Then touch.
With what? With my nose?
Hands. You stupid husband.
That's not very nice. But alright. I'll touch it with my nose.
Sure. You touch it with your nose. Is it like a brief touch, a long touch? How is it?
Let's say a long touch.
Sure. And then after a couple seconds, the rock would it's hard to describe it, but even though it's like an easy image because it happens all the time in media, but the rock slides back, revealing a small chamber behind it. Does that mental image come across?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And over there you will see this thing that I put on screen in a small, very small cave that the walls seem a bit too smooth and geometric.
Wait a second. None of you ever thought of touching the wall?
Touched before, offered sacrifices before, hit it with magic before, never this.
Have you ever touched it with your nose?
Yes. Mother's mother did, yes.
Oh. I guess it only works with me then. Well, I always knew I was special.
Touch that, says the voice in your mind. Activate it.
Alright, I'm gonna go and do some more touching, if that's alright.
Go, husband, go.
Alright, so there's this thing in the room. Anything else?
It is just a very small cavern. It's the only thing in the cavern.
Alright, maybe there's something shiny inside. I'll once again touch it with my nose.
Sure, you touch it with your nose. Again, more of a long touch, I guess.
Sure.
Sure. And the little circle that you see moves so that at a 90-degree angle. And it says after a couple seconds in Dwarven, it says, designation recognized. Welcome, Prime Designate. The vault has been unlocked. Please proceed at your leisure.
Hi.
No reply.
What kind of vault? I don't see it.
No reply. You amazing husband.
I know. Thanks. Open up.
The voice in your mind says north.
S'mores?
North. Sorry for that. Didn't...
I know. North. I look towards the north.
You're still in the cave, so you see nothing.
I don't know. I guess that's it.
This what tribe look for, but what purpose?
I don't know. I have a feeling we might wanna go north.
What north?
I don't know.
No. What is
destiny?
what is north?
What is north? From here, Northrend. If you go a bit east, Stormwind.
You use big words.
I don't know. Let's go and see what's north.
But what north?
What's the concept of north? Well, you see how our planet is a globe. It's a circle, and
you use
actually,
big words. You use big words. Come. Let's show tribe and get married.
Yeah, let's see what's north first. Before that. Just follow me.
Can I get a flashy from you?
0.
We go to tribe. Me brag about you, then marry you. You prestigious husband, better than last one. Well, except where it matters most.
Sure.
Yeah, then she would attempt to drag you back towards the settlement.
Should I let her? Should I try something? I'm not very forceful. Can I again try to free myself?
Yeah, give me another careful or forceful. The difficulty will be slightly lower, but still very, very difficult.
Can I... once she like turns around and starts to like drag me, can I like surprise her by like pulling my hands and try to like trip her so she falls?
Yeah. Can I get, I guess, a sneaky from you and I'll oppose?
Alright. 5.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, you trip her up.
Alright. Then I'll try to... This is like happening in seconds. I just... I need to think like how to word it. Maybe like use the rope that she's holding me with to like tie her up. Like preferably like around her mouth so she can't call for help.
Give me a careful, forceful, or quick, and I'll oppose, okay?
I'll go with quick. Oh god, -1. That's a critical fail.
It is. Let's see what she rolls.
I'll reroll.
What are you invoking?
Swashbuckling Dwarf Rogue.
Okay. Yeah, give me a reroll.
Of course, none of this goes against my compel that you.
You've already satisfied your compel.
All right.
And, no pun intended.
Yeah, I will reroll. 5.
Okay. Yeah. With like a surprising burst of speed and dexterity, you tie her up, and I guess she'd like stop resisting after a while and say, "All right, maybe a quick one."
All right. I'll try to like, I don't know, pull out one of my daggers and free my hands.
You're able to, yeah.
And then I'll do I have anything to gag her with? I guess more rope.
Your clothes. Her clothes.
Sure, her clothes. Some like I shove her. Does she have like a pirate hat?
Yep.
Yeah, if that makes sense, I'll gag her with that.
I guess, sure. She just looks at you like she's expecting something else to happen.
Alright. I'll be right back. Can I like... Is there anything to tie her to?
The like, console.
Oh, no. Can I put her in the vault and then touch the wall again to see if it will close?
Can I get a flashy from you?
-1.
With that roll, unfortunately not. I was willing to give it to you, but...
Maybe I can invoke something to reroll. Let me see. So, I mean, this doesn't really mean anything to Bladebeard, but dwarves are like known to, mess around with Titan stuff. Although that doesn't, like, Bladebeard never done that. but
Actually, Bladebeard has done that, just kind of unintentionally.
yeah. Actually, can I? Yeah, would the swashbuckling dwarf rogue work here?
Emphasizing the dwarf part, yeah, it works.
Awesome. I'll reroll my flesh, right?
Yeah, and also to everyone, remember how I said about wording your aspects like carefully? Every word can be used if you think of a good way, and that's a good example. With a 1, the difficulty I had in mind honestly was 2, so...
Alright. Because I think this is funny. I think this is worth the fate points. I'll spend 1 more on... I've sailed all over the world. Maybe I've seen stuff like this before, I don't know.
Sure. Very well. You touch... Did you say you touch it? Go ahead.
Or heard stories about it. That makes sense.
Sure. Did you say you touch it with like your nose, or what's your plan?
Sure. Let's just use my nose, as always.
Sure. Touch it with the nose, and you see the like rock like start closing up again, and you see Peppa and Alexis look like turn to one of panic suddenly.
See ya. Have a good time.
She starts mumbling and struggling, but obviously it's too late.
Alright. I'm going to leave the cavern.
Sure. Where do you head?
I'll rejoin my group.
Okay. You rejoin the group. Caspian is nowhere to be seen, well, at least as far as you can see.
Aha! Ahoy, everyone.
Ahoy, this is Zelris speaking. Captain, are you planning to bring your new spouse aboard?
No, don't think so.
She gives you a look, but says nothing.
Anyway, guys, I think... So, to be perfectly honest, the voice in my head showed me that there is like some weird stuff in that cave and then told me to go north.
What?
I take it we are not going north.
I don't know, it said that there's something...
Look, the only north we're going through is Aaran to get that voice out of your head, okay?
What do you mean voice in your head?
Don't worry about it.
That's what you said about your friend as well.
Look, you came aboard, okay? You gotta deal with our issues.
Well, it'd be nice if someone explained anything to me.
Alright, I have a voice in my head, not a big deal. Helped me sometimes. And now it's telling me to look for something north.
Well, I guess there's the volcano north of here, which we were planning to go anyways.
Aha, yeah. Probably.
Anyways, we should go find your friend to let him know that we're going to take care of it now.
What friend? The goblin?
No, the human with the kilt and the captain hat.
The mention of a goblin is a bit odd. I'll say that.
There's I don't know about the human, but there is a goblin friend of mine, and a bunch of orcs, and a Thoran.
Oh, the prisoners they mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can try to free them after we're done with the Naga. That's sort of what we talked about with that person.
I say we convince the tribe to let them go, to help us fight.
That might be a good idea, actually. So we should go find that human.
Sure.
Do you proceed to try to find Caspian?
Mm-hmm.
May I get a careful from either one of you?
If my stunt applies, that would be a 4.
Okay, with a 4. Yeah, I guess that's sufficient. You see him sort of by the quote-unquote lakeside, with a bottle of alcohol in hand, even though he mentioned that there was no alcohol on the island.
Well, so much for no drinks.
Do you say that to him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh, well, everyone's gotta have their secrets.
Guess so.
So?
We would like to have your prisoners released so they can help us with the volcano.
Okay, you kind of need to bring that up with Pep and Alexi. I'm not really the chieftain. And, well, being honest, I don't know if the gnomes will be particularly willing to let them go. They do need sacrifices and all that.
Well, if there's no volcanoes, there's no sacrifices, so...
Where is the volcano going?
No, I just mean that they can't use the volcano.
Again, I'm not the one you need to convince.
So, who do we need to convince again?
Pep and Alexi, my ex-wife.
Oh, where is she?
She's resting. We can just tell the jailer that she told us to release them. I mean, I'm kind of her second in command now, so...
Yeah, you don't have to rub it in, you asshole.
I'm not sure that's how it works, Bladebeard, but I mean, if you feel that confidence, go right ahead.
Always.
Are you coming though with us, or are you gonna stay here with your drink?
If the tribe goes, I'll go.
That might be a bit too messy, I think.
Well, how are you planning to engage all those Naga without us backing you up?
How many are we talking?
Couple hundred. They were able to drive the ogres away and drive the gnomes away when they tried to help.
Then we might need your help. Well, any inspiring words come to mind, Bladebeard?
What?
Any inspiring words come to mind to rally your troops?
Yeah, good idea. Maybe I should do that, although they can't understand me. But I can change that because of my friend in my head.
Okay, you might as well use it one last time.
Yes, I'll use my stunt and ask the guy upstairs. Can you teach me how to speak the language of the natives?
And as before, like when you've done this before, you for like I think like an hour, I think we established, you will be able to speak the like local Creole language, but only that language. Well, actually, you will be able to like understand Common and like Benjamin and everyone speaking, but you won't be able to reply in Common.
All right, let's go.
Right, I forgot about this part. Just do your thing. We'll be around, I guess.
Caspian looks at you, Bladebeard, like with a shocked expression. After you say like "let's go" in the like local language.
See, I'm a quick learner.
You were never a quick anything, you asshole.
It's better that you don't think too much about it, honestly. It just makes your brain hurt.
He like, I think he like get up and like walk up to Bladebeard and say, "You were never a quick anything. You were just in the right place at the right time, and you were just incredibly lucky. That's all you ever were."
I mean, who are you to judge? You don't know me.
Quit speaking in that language. You've barely even been here. You don't know these people.
I know one of them quite well.
I think he'd draw his sword.
Benjamin will try to put himself in between the two.
Please step aside. You will at least allow me this duel of honor.
Yeah, I have no beef with you. I mean,
Can we just take care of our mutual problem first before we try to kill each other again?
Tell him to... He like looks past Benjamin and says, "Stop trying to vex me so
He
much."
can't. He'll stay like that for an hour. That's just how it works.
What's that
It's
even
too
supposed to mean?
I don't know. He just can't do things like this sometimes, okay?
How? Why?
I don't know. Magic. Is that what you want me to say?
What's Bladebeard's like facial expression?
like always, smiling.
At least allow me to wipe that dumb smile off Moby's face.
Later. Just swallow for a bit, and you can have your duel of honor or whatever after we're done, okay?
May I get a careful from you, Benjamin?
A2 again.
Just barely enough. He sheaths his sword back and says, "Fine. Maybe if we're lucky, he's going to meet some accident when we go fight the Naga." And he like returns to his drinking.
Alright, Bladebeard, just go do what you are meant to do with that language thing. And let's just make this quick, okay?
All right, let's go.
So what do you do? Where do you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from?
Cotton Eye Joe. Let's go to the prison area, I guess. Or should I like stand in front of the whole village and tell them that we are going to attack the volcano?
Yeah, wasn't that the plan?
I'm assuming you guys are discussing above board, because...
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
I mean, I guess we should go to the village first, since if they join us, I guess they'd be more inclined to let the prisoners go, I guess.
Yeah, maybe I could talk with ogres too.
Sure. Again, the choice is entirely yours, and the floor is entirely yours again.
All right. I'll do like a speech to the villagers. Like try to get everyone's attention. Like, hey, everyone, listen up.
You definitely piqued their interest just because it's weird for you to suddenly start speaking their language.
So, your chieftain, can't quite remember her name, but anyway, she put me in charge of the rescuing the volcano mission.
They look at each other.
So I'll need your strongest warriors and also the prisoners. They are orcs. They are, fighting is their lifestyle. So your prisoners, they can help us in our fight as well.
One of the gnomes says, But what do we feed the volcano then?
Naga.
Ooh, they all like ooh and ah at each other, and they start chanting Naga, Naga. I think that's one word that Benjamin and company recognize.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome possum.
Alright, that was easier than I thought. Is this a good thing?
We're matron. We're Pep and Alexi.
She has some matron business to attend to.
Can I get a, I guess, sneaky from you?
I'll use my stand.
Okay.
Here.
Yep, they definitely believe you, and they nod like, "Oh yeah," and they'd approach you casually, not like threateningly, and all of the like, pretty much all of them would like approach you with the intent to like say congratulations on your marriage, if that makes sense.
Oh, thank you.
They like file not quite one by one, but like, yeah, they're very polite about their congratulations.
All right. Obviously, above board, Bladebeard has no intention of staying here and getting married.
Again.
But that's unknown to them, yeah.
Yeah, and because of your stunt, they definitely believe your lie.
Just want to make it clear to my fellow players and the audience.
Yes. So, what do you do now?
Which is closest, the ogres or the prisoners?
Definitely the prisoners.
Then I guess that.
Okay. You walk into the prisoner hut. Well, actually, who walks in?
Bladebeard?
Yeah, I guess everyone else follows.
Morg and Mera, do you also follow?
I'd say Moarg falls for now, yeah.
The ceiling is uncomfortably low for Morg, but I guess he manages. Mera?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yeah, my internet just went for a bit, but I'm back.
TLDR, Bladebeard convinced the like gnomes to like release the prisoners. You guys were just about to go to the prisoners. Do you also go?
I guess Mera also goes, but she's not really that invested in this.
Sure. And who's first walking in, I should ask?
Sure, I can be.
Sure. You walk in, and the like little gnome with the bazooka like lets out a yelp and points it at you, and says in the local language, "You back? Where, mistress?"
She's busy with stuff. I'm her general now. I'll be leading the attack on the volcano.
Ooh. And then I imagine everyone else walks in, and he lets out a yelp and points the bazooka at them.
Don't worry, we are all friends here. Only enemy are the Naga, the snake fish people.
Oh. Why here? Why are you here?
To release the prisoners.
Oh, why?
So they can help us fight.
Then who feed to Volcano and who feed to Mushi?
The Naga.
Oh. Okay, I guess, yeah. Kill blast. Yes. And he jumps out excitedly and runs outside.
I guess Benjamin will start untying people.
The goblin just stands up and lets the ropes fall. He was already untied.
Classic him.
Bug is his name.
Yeah, Bug.
Well, that took a while on Bladebeard.
Yeah, you know me. I don't know if you can understand me, but yeah, I still came back.
You can speak common, you know.
It'll be like that for some time. Don't worry about it.
What?
Don't worry about it.
So do you actually let's go in order. Whom do you untie first?
I guess I'll just go by the order of who's closest.
So the Gvaldir.
I guess.
Has Benjamin ever seen a Gvaldir before?
Probably not. He just thinks it's probably like.
Oh, you never saw them in Northrend?
Oh, right. I didn't think of that. How like common were they in Northrend?
Pretty common. Like regardless of whether Benjamin was stationed in like the Borean Tundra or Howling Fjord, they would have been in like either place. Yeah, even if he wouldn't have had like direct encounters, he definitely would have heard tales about them.
Hello?
Glares at you, and the goblin says, I don't recommend untying that one up.
Is he one of those, Okay.
Well, they was captured before we arrived on this island. They had like a bunch of other prisoners. I think there's still an undead lady that's I think now prisoner of the Naga. Yeah, they're I think the first opportunity he'll get is try to capture us and take us who knows where. There's still also another Claudia up north.
So he's with the Scourge?
No, I don't think so. Doesn't look dead.
Kinda. He looks kinda dead. He's all green. And...
He's just been glaring at you this entire time.
Okay. I kinda step away from him and go to untie someone else.
Wise choice. Wise choice of word. Who do you untie next?
Who's the closest Cavalier side?
I guess we'd go like clockwise, which would be the Tauren.
Sure.
Yeah. You untie him, and do you speak Orcish or Torahe?
No, I don't.
He says something in one of those languages. It doesn't sound hostile. Goblin says, he says thanks, I think.
No problem.
That one doesn't really speak much.
Noted.
Next would be the Blackrock Orc, I'm assuming. Yeah. He says, Kamagosh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And when you reach the like Corcoran lady, she would attempt to free herself again before you reach her, and she would fail. The Blackrock Orc would bark something at her in Orcish, and she would bark something back at him in Orcish.
Benjamin is... Sorry, go ahead.
This is the goblin was gonna say something, but if you want to say something, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The goblin says, she's the captain, sir, lady person. She doesn't really like your kind, you know. Big war thing going on and all that.
Well, will she hit me if I let her go?
Sorry, I coughed and I didn't hear what you said. Could you please repeat that?
Will she hit me if I free her?
Probably. She's the like Blackrock Orc glares at the goblin, and the goblin like meekly says, never mind. And the Blackrock Orc says, I apologize for my captain's rudeness. And the younger orc says, you don't need to apologize for me, in an accented common. And she says, I will rip you all to shreds if I wasn't bound like this. And the Blackrock Orc says, Then I will unbind you, but you must not harm our new liberators. I am the captain here, not you. Yes, you are, but these are exceptional circumstances, don't you agree? And the Black Rock Orc looks at you guys to like back him up.
Well, see it this way. If you want to get back to your ship, this is your only opportunity to do so.
Do you have family, human? Maybe I fought them and killed them in the war before. Wouldn't surprise me. You all look alike and all share the same weakness.
I'm not even gonna bother, okay? So, if it makes you feel better, you can stay tied over there, next to your Cavalier friend.
The Black Rock Orc would go to untie her, and he will turn to you and say, I will make sure she does not dishonor this temporary alliance. You do not speak for me. I have the blessing of the War Chief, not you, I'll remind you. And the Black Rock Orc just sighs.
Well, I'll hold you up on that then. I like my head where it is.
While he's untying her, the Black Rock Orc will say, my name is Jonathan. I used to be the captain of the Black Grin until the ever-wise War Chief appointed Raka over here in my place. That one, he points at the Tauren, is Karu, Grim Totem. Doesn't really speak your language. Doesn't speak much in general. That one, points at the Goblin, is a stowaway. I think the name's Bug, says the Goblin. Bug. And, well, we are the last ones of our crew.
Was it the Naga or the inhabitants?
We arrived on the northern island and were beset by the Naga. The 5 of us managed to escape and fled south, but were taken in captive by the gnomes and the ogres. There was one more, our second mate, Hashi, a troll. The gnomes killed him on the spot.
Yeah, I don't think these gnomes have a great history with trolls from what I understood.
What brings you here?
Well, we're planning on driving the Naga away from the northern island, so we can all go back on our merry ways.
Do you have a ship then?
We do, yes.
Are you with the Alliance? Are you... I've never seen your kind before, looks at Mera.
We're pirates.
I'm not really a pirate, but I guess by association.
The like younger Korkron, Raka, was after being freed, says, so tell me why we shouldn't kill you right now. Do you have a way to fight an entire village, Raka? Says the Black Rock Orc. And she says, I am the captain here, not you, you fossil.
Actually, I'm the captain here. Mera is going to, I guess, flash her weapon.
She glares at you and says, you're lucky I don't have my axe with me.
Well, can we stop comparing sizes and just focus on what we need to, just get out of here?
When Benjamin says, can we stop comparing sizes, Bladebeard puts his pants back on.
Pep and Alexi wouldn't have taken them off if.
I know, I'm just doing a joke.
Sure. Noted. Sorry. The Blackrock Orc asks, do you have a plan then?
Well, sorry, go ahead.
Aye, charge. He says in a language no one understands.
I do not.
Well-
I do not speak Dwarven. I apologize.
He is like this sometimes, don't worry. Well, we've gathered the support of the gnomes. We plan to try to get the support of the ogres as well. And then I guess we'll survey the island and plan from there.
Bladebeard, may I offer you a compel?
With your last fate point?
Technically, I'd have more of them. I've just been forgetting to refreshing them.
Alright. I mean, anyway, yeah, sure.
Because for the DM, they refresh for every new scene. Anyway, I was going to compel you face Bladebeard, Pirate Lord of the Blackwater Raiders, specifically the pirate part. You've just heard from these people that they're like the last surviving members of their crew. And their ship is, as far as you know, in pristine condition. Maybe you should take that. You know from the ship's from your experience as a sea captain and all that their ship is technically better than yours, except in speed, I guess.
You know, I like the idea of doing that, but I would be compelled to do it. I couldn't refuse if I now take this fate point. And who knows, maybe that will complicate stuff later. But sure, I'll take it. Yeah.
Very well. Obviously, you don't have to reveal your intentions to these people. I'm just saying that whatever you say to them, your priority will be robbing them blind of their ship, I guess.
All right.
Also, sorry, viewers, I messed up, and now I'm fixing it. Don't worry. Also, I don't know where the fate point went because of my mess up. Either way, while I fix that, what do you do or say or anything like that?
So, are you all willing to help, or?
I will fight alongside you, says the Blackrock Orc. Bug says, I'm not really a fighter kind. I'm an escape artist. When he sees that nobody's impressed, he says, so can I stay on the sidelines,
Anything else you can do?
Above board, he has a very high sneaky and careful, because he's an escape artist, but he's very bad in everything else.
How about you keep a lookout?
For what?
I don't know.
I mean, there's only one path to the northern island, the shallow shores.
Well, but we'll need to see, what they're doing, how they're positioned, and so on.
Okay.
Alright.
Sure, we'll do. Okay. For the Tauren, the older orc says something in Orcish. Which, do any of you speak Orcish?
Mud does.
Oh, right. Does Mera speak Orcish as well?
No.
Okay. Then, Bud, you hear the old orc say, they ask if we will fight alongside them to drive off the Naga and eventually take back our ship. Will you also fight? He asks the Tauren, and the Tauren replies in Orcish, if the captain wills it. And the captain says in Orcish, We will fight on our own, not with the help of these Alliance scoundrels. And above board, the old orc will start arguing with the captain about the course of action. You can guess which sides they're on.
Maybe you can say something, but you can
Oh.
speak there.
Yeah, I'm a good negotiator. Hail, mighty orcs of the Horde. I am Morg. I am a captain.
He says this in Orcish, obviously.
What manner of orc are you? You look like a fell abomination, says the Corcoran captain.
I am not orc. I am ogre.
I meant to say ogre, my bad. I'm sorry.
Also, that's mighty coming from her. She's green.
I ate mighty fell lord after conquering it. That is why I am green.
The orcs and the Tauren and the goblin actually look stunned. Above board, if you'd like, the goblin can translate for Benjamin, Bladebeard, and Mera.
If he wants to, go for it.
Thompshire, DoomGoblin, and Zelris. Would you like the goblin to translate for you?
Yeah.
If they want to. Mira's not really invested in this conversation.
Sure. He'll translate to the general group, not really to anyone in particular. Anyway, so the orcs and the Tauren look in shock at Moarg, and the old orc says, "And how are you still alive?" And the Corcoran captain lady says, "You lie."
I am not a liar. I ate him after fighting him with friends.
Then it is my duty to the war chief to put you down like a demon that you are.
Well, then you
consider
will face me.
Consider the situation, says the old orc. Go ahead, Morg.
Well, then you will face me, and you will lose.
Is that a challenge, then? Big talk coming from a monster.
I might be monster, but I am friendly monster right now.
Roshka, please, says the old orc, and I think she would pretty much just backhand the black rock orc and say, "I am the captain, not you." You points at Moarg. Get your weapon and face me outside.
Fine then.
Any reactions after Bug finishes translating?
Are you sure about this?
She needs to be taught a lesson. She bad.
Mira will follow, intrigued.
Sure.
I turn to the orc and say, I'm very sorry about this.
The old one?
Yes.
You're not the one who needs to apologize, human. The Tauren would also walk outside, sort of neutral, not really saying much. So you're all outside. The orc, Roshka, would ask, "Where's my weapon? Where are they kept?"
Is she asking Morg?
She's asking the general room, so to say.
I guess I'll ask one of the gnomes. Where are their weapons kept?
Shall we bring them?
Yeah, sure.
I guess bring everyone's for that matter, since we'll need to be equipped.
I'm assuming except for the Kvoldir.
Yeah, everyone that's freed.
Sure. Yeah, they would bring everyone's weapons. Above board, Bug doesn't have a weapon to be young with.
Does that include Mera's weapon she lost when she was ambushed?
Yeah, actually it would, yeah.
Okay.
Good point on that, Zelris. But yeah. Moarg, you would square off against Roshka. and Raka rather than Roshka. And let me see what her quick is. Oh, she has a bigger quick than you. So do we start the combat?
Wait, but you need like a blessing of a shaman and stuff.
And a witness.
Yeah, and be naked.
This isn't above board. This isn't a Makora in her. In this orc's view, she's putting down a demon.
Yeah. But still, no magic allowed, as always.
That would be cheating.
Yeah, especially elements.
Regardless, Banorak, I will remove Moarg's stress as well as everyone else's stress and level 2 consequences because you guys have had a chance to rest. Okay?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, actually, before I finish doing that, she grabbing her weapon, like, she won't wait for you to, like, unsheath your sword, Moarg, because she just views you as, like, a demon, basically, not a worthy, honorable combatant. She'll just charge at you with her axe. How do you defend yourself?
I was actually thinking this more you ever even put away his weapons. I guess he would use his cannon as a shield and use that to block off whatever she's hitting with.
The axe. Sure. Can I get a forceful from you? That's 4 points of damage coming your way. How do you take 4 points of damage?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, let's see, can I do anything? I don't think I can. Because I only have one fate point and I want to save that bad boy. We'll go with, we'll go with a, 4 consequence.
You already took your level 4 consequence.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, in the fight. The, like, big fight at the beach.
Shoot. Oh, can I do a low... Wait, I thought you said that we had rest.
Yeah, and that takes care of your level 2 and consequences and stress, not your level 4.
Oh, by the way, why do I still have my...
Because I'm deleting it right now. I'm being slow.
Okay.
Okay, so
Sorry.
level 2 and then level 2 consequence? The 2 consequence... The 2 stress and the 2 consequence then?
Sure. Your level 2 consequence will be assaulted because that's what's happening. And while I type that in, it shall be your turn.
Throw them.
What was that? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was thinking of your throwdown, showdown stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'll use that. Fuck yeah. I'll have after Bud gets hit, he'll go to pick her up and he will toss her using his stun.
Sound like how far away are you tossing her at something or someone? Can you be a bit more detailed, please, so I know what I'll ask of you to roll?
Is there like some kind of like I'm trying to think what they're called, but they're kind of like it's like a wood and like it's up high. It's meant to like kind of block things off. Like a rail or whatever. A wooden rail.
A wooden I'm sorry,
I'm
trying
to think of because like they're all over WoW. Like they're like they're like almost like in stables. A fence, thank you.
Oh. Probably not, but there's plenty of wooden constructs, well, not constructs, like buildings nearby.
I think Moarg would just throw her at the ground then.
Oh, okay. That's gruesome. Can I get a forceful from you and I'll give you, I guess, a +10 bonus?
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hopefully she doesn't break anything.
Let's see what happens. That's 5 points of damage. That's a surprisingly light smash, I guess. So, because of that, she'll take her level 3 stress and level 2 consequence. Do you have a name for the level 2 consequence?
Bruised?
Okay, sure. You smash her in the ground, but probably because of like her heavy armor, she doesn't actually take any noticeable damage. And well, she's like bleeding a little, but she's clearly not out of the fight yet.
All right.
Sorry, I was typing in her thing.
Alright, you've both made your points. It's enough.
I agree, says the orc, and speaking in orcish. Please cease, Captain. Fuck, my thing bugged out. Give me a second, because the viewers can't really see much. Okay. Can I get a flashy from you, Benjamin, and the orc will assist you?
Sure. A 1 or two with the assist.
A 2. She says
If I is that enough? Sorry.
it is not enough.
If I were to use a fate point, would that be enough?
Probably not.
Okay.
So on her turn, as she is down in the ground, she will probably chop at Moarg's legs with her axe. How does Moarg defend himself?
I think he tried to parry with his mace, probably.
Can I get a forceful from you?
5.
That is 1 point of damage coming your way.
Would that be my level 1 stress then?
Sure. Your turn while I type that in.
Moarg would go to do a headbutt at her, I guess.
She's still on the ground, so I think a headbutt would probably be difficult. Maybe like a stomp.
Probably a kick then. You try and kick her.
Okay. May I get a forceful from you? And also please say out loud what you rolled.
I got a 1.
Oh no.
Well, let's see what she rolls. Still rolling on my end.
That's 3.
A 3. Okay. So you go to kick her and she like blocks with her armor. She takes no damage. Now, while she's getting back up, she will charge at Moarg again, undeterred.
I think Moarg would try to grab her.
May I get a forceful from you, or careful? Up to you.
Jeez.
That is 2 points of damage coming your way.
Can I use bruised against her?
You may, which would make it a tie, giving her an advantage. While I type that in, it is your turn.
Maybe you could try to intimidate her away from the fight, since you have a stun for that. So get a boost.
We could try.
Use the orc to turn into Garrosh.
I think that might rile her up more.
He doesn't even. That wouldn't even be something he would think of.
Also remember you have the magical pants.
I know. I'm kind of saving that almost in case, something bad happens. I mean, I guess I could...
I will say, regarding the magical pants, because I think there's been some confusion, you can use it every round of combat, if that makes sense. But, obviously, I will roll on the table to see what else happens when you use them.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So like every round of initiative, like say for example, looking at like the current turn order that you see on screen that goes from Benjamin to Gurin. So one like walkthrough of that, I allow Bud one use of the pants, but obviously I will roll to see what else happens in addition to the undo.
Huh. It's crazy.
It's not a stun.
It is not. Which is why it may have negative effects. Either way, I think it is Morg's turn.
Yeah, I will have Moarg go for a punch at her face.
May I get a forceful from you, please?
Jeez, these rolls are terrible.
I'm also rolling. With that roll, you go to punch her, she grabs your fists and she has an abnormal amount of strength as she squeezes your fist and punches you in the face instead. Not dealing damage, but like giving her another advantage. Die, demon! As she, with her free hand, will go to chop at you with her axe. How do you defend yourself?
I'd say Moarg would try and grab her arm and twist it.
Sounds like forceful or careful. I'm leaning more towards careful, but I leave it up to you.
My careful is really bad.
That's why I left it up to you. Also, when you roll, please say out loud what you roll.
I rolled a 4.
Give me a second.
It's a tie.
Okay, a tie means you get an advantage. Do you have a name for it?
Ogre Fear.
Very well. Next, it shall be her turn. She.
Can Benjamin enter the combat before that or after?
I thought it was Moarg. I thought it was Moarg's turn too.
Was it?
Yeah, because she went for the attack and Moarg.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then I know I got completely confused. That does mean it is Morg's turn, but it means she gets the advantage, not you.
Okay.
But yes, Benjamin may enter combat. He would go, like after Rocka, but before Moarg. So I guess now.
Can Mera enter combat as well?
Yes, she would go after Moarg.
Okay.
Okay, so Benjamin, is technically your turn. I will say every new combatant gives Rocka an extra fate point.
What will Benjamin? He'll try to run in and tackle the orc before she can attack Bud again.
Sounds like a forceful or quick attack. I'm leaning more towards forceful, but I leave it up to you.
I'll go with quick. Otherwise I'll die.
Give me a second, please. Can you remind me of the wording on your stunt? Because I'm not because I don't quite remember if it applies.
Which one?
The one
Which
about
one?
quick attacks.
The one with enemies in melee range?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it applies because I gain +2 quick when attacking an enemy without any other enemies within melee range. So I guess.
Yeah, but I don't remember if it was applied strictly to sword fighting or.
I don't mention it, so I assume not.
Okay, fair enough. So that's a 4 to her 5. Still not enough, but at least she doesn't get an advantage. She you rush for her, but she sidesteps you and says, "More to the slaughter." and she turns to Junatun and says, Two arms, come on, help me. He hesitates. Morg's turn.
Moarg,
Can Benjamin say something first?
yeah, go ahead.
Stay back. I'll handle this.
You say so, Benjamin.
You say that to Morg, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Still Morg's turn.
Can Moarg give Benjamin an advantage?
An assist, you mean, or like an actual advantage?
Like an advantage.
Sure, in what way?
I'm trying to think of what Moarg could do. I'm gonna try something that he hasn't done for a while. He will try to reach out to Akunda and ask him to help Benjamin out.
I'm sorry, I was drinking water because my throat really hurts.
Hello?
Teeironor?
Oh, sorry. I forgot about push to talk. I was also drinking water because my throat hurts. My bad. So, for that, give me a flash hip. It'll be a very difficult roll.
Okay, I am cool with it. Ooh, -1. I don't like
He'll
that.
never speak to you again.
He'll never speak to me again.
Because you got a very bad roll on trying to create an advantage, you do create an advantage, but for the enemy.
Oh no!
I'll call it false hope. While I type that in, Mera's turn. If she wants to get involved. Also, DoomGoblin to let me know if Bladebeard gets involved as well.
Alright.
Can I use my my look of the draw stunt to have something happen that might help turn this around in Bud's favor?
Yes, of course. I don't believe you've used it this session. So my question would be, what exactly are you aiming for? To defeat the lady, kill the lady, disarm the situation? What's Zelris' intention, not Mera's intention?
My intention is for this to give Bud a fighting chance to do whatever he wants to do.
Okay.
Because, he's kind of losing really bad right now.
Well, Benjamin's kind of stepped in and is like, I'm gonna take over from here, but so.
Oh wow, Bud's really close to dying. I never even noticed.
Yeah, that's why I jumped there.
Okay, then help Benjamin or whoever's fighting primarily. Like maybe Mera can try to
Well, this is like, because of the wording of your stunt, it's like your bad luck backfiring on those around you, so it should be something that, it's not like an action that Mera does, but like an environmental effect that would affect, yeah. Does that make sense?
I was thinking maybe something could happen that could maybe distract people, and that could, like, I don't know, give Benjamin like an advantage or something. I don't know.
Sure. I was more so thinking on the like Looney Tunes style of, well, maybe there's a banana peel over there.
I mean, that could work if Mera tries to charge and slips in a banana peel. I don't know. And that like distracts the orc lady or something. I have no clue.
Is that what we're going with?
That's fine with me.
Sure. So Mera feels compelled to also intervene in the fight, so she runs on ahead All of a sudden, there's a banana peel and she slips out of nowhere. And I imagine you just land into the orc lady and tackle her to the ground. I'm guessing.
Sure.
And I think that would maybe create an advantage with 2 charges that anyone can use against the orc lady.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a name for it, or should I think of one?
You can think of one.
I'll keep it simple, off her footing. So, as like Benjamin heroically steps forward, Mera tries to do the same, but this comical scene happens and she clumsily bumps into Raka and tackles her to the ground. Junatun, the Black Rock Orc, is unsure of like this is an attack or what's going on, so he looks about ready to intervene but is uncertain. Either way, she is knocked to the ground, and the advantage that I'll generate for you guys is knocked down. I think I might have said something else before, but that's what I'll call it now. Anything else on your turn, Mera?
Nope.
Get off me, you stupid rat, she says in Orcish, but which I don't think Mera understands.
Yeah, Mera doesn't understand.
Okay, that will make it Benjamin's turn, I guess.
Benjamin will try to create an advantage by kind of planting himself on the ground in a way that, okay, I'm not gonna let her get past me and get to her.
Sounds like a careful advantage. Careful or forceful, actually, up to you.
A 3.
It's sufficient for 1 charge. Do you have a name for it?
Standing my ground, I guess.
Very well. Give me a second. While I type that in, Bladebeard, are you intervening? Or...
No.
Very well. Then it shall be... Actually, it wouldn't have been Bladebeard's turn anyway. It's gonna be Raka's turn. My bad. I guess I'll ask you again, DoomGoblin. She... I guess will try to chop Mera's head off. How does Mera defend herself?
Mera is flailing from just falling over, so I guess maybe that flailing could mean that, you know, she's a bit of a harder target to hit.
Yeah, sounds like a careful, quick, or flashy defense.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll go with flashy. 2.
I rolled a 5. I know the viewers can't see at the moment, so how do you take 3 points of damage?
I'll take my level 3 stress.
Okay. Now, Bladebeard, I ask again, do you want to intervene or not?
No.
Then it shall be Morag's turn.
Can Morg grab Mera away?
Sorry, I was coughing. You can, but that would mean sort of like Benjamin interposing himself would render it kind of meaningless, if that makes sense.
I think Morg would pick up some dirt and throw it at the orc to get her attention away from Mera.
Sounds like a flashy attack or advantage. I leave it up to you.
Alright, my flashy's awful, but alright, we'll go with...
Is this an attack or an advantage?
We'll go with an advantage. Anyone can use it, I guess.
Sure.
Oh, 0. Fun. Alright.
You miss. You're an awful shot. Next in the initiative order, I guess would be Mera.
I guess Mera will gets up, pick up her sword, and points it at the orc while saying nothing, but looking very intimidating.
Is this a flashy attack?
Yeah,
Give me a flashy, please.
6.
She bats your sword aside and makes a swipe at your feet. Missing, but still. She drives you off.
Mm-hmm.
Then it shall be Benjamin's turn.
What do I do? Since I guess standing my ground isn't really doing much, I run towards the orc and try to sweep off her feet as she's sort of...
She's still off her feet.
Oh, she's still in the ground?
Hmm?
Oh, then I run up to her and try to put my blade, like, up to her neck.
So same thing that Mera did. Okay, that's a flashy attack.
That's not great. Oh god, I even thought of swapping sneaky for flashing for today, but oh, that's terrible. What else can I do? Can I somehow use my keen senses stunt to somehow figure out a position to put my blade in so that she cannot move?
Yeah, sure. I suppose so. Yeah, you do so. You probably approach her while she's busy swiping at Mera, and then you position your blade just so that, like, if she makes any movements, yeah, you would cut her throat. And she looks at you and says, "I knew humans were no good demon worshippers."
Put down the hammer and the axe. You've had enough fun for today.
"I will not rest until that demon's blood is spilled." And Junafun will say, the fight is over, Captain. Just because it is your stunt, because I think otherwise she would have continued fighting, I think she will drop her axe.
And then Benjamin would lift his sword. And he would, would he do that? He would stretch his hand. I mean, he isn't expecting for her to take it, but I guess he's trying to give some good faith, I guess.
Oh, not only will she not take it, she'll try to throw a punch your direction.
I guess he'll just pull back.
Yeah. She will pick up her axe, not like in a battle position, but yeah, she has conceded the fight officially. And she says, we will work with you then, weaklings. But know this, the next time we will meet, it will be on the battlefield. The old orc just sighs, like very tired about everything. And the Grim Totem Tauren more or less just stares silently. And I think, Bladebeard, you'd notice that Bug made his way behind you. And he says, hey, can I hang out with you guys? I was kind of drafted with these horde people. I'm not really a fan, you know?
Bladebeard will give him a thumbs up.
Alright. Don't tell them I'm here, alright?
Alright.
Okay. What do you all think? Is this a good spot to end today's session?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very well. Give me a second while I find the appropriate overlay. I forgot how difficult it is to do this while push to talking. Okay. Thoughts on today's session?
I think for a while Bladebeard will stay away from gnome ladies.
Fair.
Yeah, bad luck with them.
Yeah, it's
Will,
an
will,
it's
will
an unintentional.
Bladebeard's self-esteem ever recover after this?
What?
I mean,
I can't understand you all when you're talking at the same time.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I will shut up.
No. Who wants to go first?
I was just going to validate what Thompshire said anyway.
What did he say?
I said, when will... what was I saying? I was saying if Bladebeard would ever recover self-esteem after what happened this session.
I don't think he feels bad.
Okay.
He managed to free himself by himself. And yeah, he has the whole tribe following him.
Well, all the power to him then, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say Bladebeard didn't have a bad time today. So yeah, all power to him. I don't know. Well, I should say DoomGoblin, congrats on fighting the hidden thing. I wasn't sure you guys were gonna find it on this island. Obviously it's a bit of a quest chain, as you can see, but so it's not like a direct reward, but yeah.
I just randomly you mentioned that there was a waterfall. I was like, ooh, what would be a dumb thing to say? Oh, is there something under the waterfall? And you were like, oh yeah, there is. And the guy in your head knows that as well.
Yeah.
I think we commented on it last week.
Maybe.
The waterfall?
Yeah. I think when we first saw the map, I said something like, "Oh, is there something behind the waterfall?" or something like that.
Maybe you did. I don't remember, but I believe it.
Well, if I didn't say it, I thought it, I guess.
Either way, I like above board. I was gonna give you a push in that direction with the voice in your head, but you definitely preempted that. So congrats on that. And obviously, I wasn't gonna deliver all the steps to the quest chain, I guess, for lack of a better term. We'll see what happens. Either way, I don't know. Any other you guys' thoughts on the episode? I can't really talk much. That's why I'm not really saying much.
It was pretty fun. I honestly thought we'd spend like most of the session in that first fight, but I'm glad it ended relatively quickly.
You guys did well in that regard. Definitely beat the enemy quicker than I thought you would. Thoughts on the prisoners, I guess?
The old orc is cool.
I like the old orc, yeah.
Can't say much for the captain, but well.
The Torrent, Bug, or the Gvoldir. Thoughts on those, I guess?
I mean, not much to say about those. I guess Bug is fine. But Benjamin has a distaste for goblins, so.
Sure. Noted. What else? Actually, Banrak and Zelris, what are you guys' thoughts on this episode in general, and like the stuff in particular?
It was fine.
I don't have a lot to say, but I liked that we got the fight done pretty quickly, and yeah, it's rolling up to something.
I will say, I legit wasn't sure, like, if the duo between Moarg and Raka would have stayed one-on-one. Because she was winning, I wasn't sure of a way to, like, prevent Moarg from dying. Because she would definitely have gone for the kill, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna go in Bud's favor.
Yeah,
but,
that's why me as a player definitely went there. Because she wasn't, you know, pulling any punches.
Yeah, that's entirely justifiable. Definitely.
I only wish Bud's ogres were here to see how weak their leader is.
Oh, that's rude.
I'm joking, obviously.
So rude.
Oh yeah, speaking of weak leaders, I guess thoughts on Caspian?
I'm still not going to, in character, acknowledge. Bladebeard is still oblivious to his existence. He killed him like 20 years ago. He doesn't think there's a chance that this guy is the same guy.
Sure, definitely. Even though, funnily enough, I followed most of the directions for the outfit that you gave me.
Yeah. This is not like I said, I immediately recognized who he was when he appeared, but I made a choice in character to have Bladebeard not realize that that's him.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty fun decision. It reminds me of that thing of like, for you it was the worst day of your life, for me it was Tuesday kind of thing.
Yeah.
And definitely makes the conflict flare up more, at least on his side. But I'm curious, what does Bladebeard think of the guy?
That he's dead, like I said.
I don't mean like Caspian. I mean the like person in Bladebeard's view pretending to be claiming to be Caspian and all that.
Oh, well, he hasn't interacted with him too much. Apparently he is one of the husbands of the lady he just had a hookup with. And yeah, I mean, that's it, I guess. Some loser, I guess.
Fair. Anyone want to give a shot at saying the gnome lady's name? I typed it in chat earlier.
Pepperoni.
Good attempt. Pepin Alexi is her name. Either way. What else happened this session? Oh, now you know the pretty much the island's history, at least the like recent history, I guess. There's also some stuff that should be unveiled. Any thoughts on that, I suppose?
I mean, we didn't get to talk about it, but it's kind of messed up what Bladebeard did to his, I guess, former wife now.
He might return to free her when we decide to leave the island, or maybe not. We'll see.
Sure. We will definitely see. One small detail. Remember that like trapdoor that the gnome with the bazooka was like holding the rope to? That's where the last straw was kept, and like was a sort of, if the prisoners overpower me and escape, I'm gonna unleash the troll on them. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also above board, like I planned to like offer Bladebeard the compel with like seducing Pepe and Alexi, but I really didn't think DoomGoblin you were gonna go with it.
Why not?
Just cause Bladebeard has had bad experiences with gnome wives, I guess.
Yeah, and this is the second one in a very recent history. But yeah, he doesn't learn. That's one of his defining characteristics, I guess.
Fair enough. Fair enough. True enough. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have any other thoughts, and also my throat is kind of killing me. So, does anyone else want to comment about anything or ask anything, etc., etc.?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then I'm gonna roll the dice to see in which order I ask your turn to talk about yourselves. Okay. Apparently, the dice say that we should start with DoomGoblin. That I will kindly ask to talk about himself, what he's doing, all of that good stuff. DoomGoblin, could you please go ahead?
Yeah, I'm DoomGoblin. I draw stuff. I'm a digital artist. I most recently, I guess, drew the Discord React emote thing for Mera, our newest player character. So you can tell when Zelris is speaking, so you don't confuse her with me, for example, because we have very similar voices. I'm joking, but yeah, I drew that. I drew all other little things at the bottom of the screen, and I drew a lot of other stuff as well.
Sorry, I was coughing, but yeah, thank you very much, DoomGoblin. Your art is absolutely lovely, and I do really love Mera's Discord React thingy, even if it's not always working properly because OBS is a bitch. Your artwork is still lovely. Thank you anyway. Next, according to the dice, we would have Sir Thompshire. Thompshire, could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you're doing?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitter as Sir Thompshire, and I don't really do a lot lately, but I make renders for this campaign. I do other random renders, and I guess I do machinima sometimes. So yeah, I guess look forward to any of those if I get it, if I, end up actually doing it. But yeah, that's sort of it.
Yeah. Do check Thompshire out. Thank you very much. Next, according to the dice, we would have Banarak. Banarak, could you please talk about yourself and what you're doing?
Yes, hello, I am Banarak. I work on World of Warcraft stuff. I make lore videos, speculation videos, on World of Warcraft. And obviously machinima, which is what I'm currently working on at the moment, so it's going to be a minute. I recently did two really popularized videos talking about leaders of the Alliance and the Horde. I don't know why they did really well, but they did, and so yeah, that's what I did recently, and yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yep, very much so. Thank you very much, Banarak. Do check him out. Next, sorry for speaking so, yeah. Next we would have Zelris. Zelris, could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you're doing?
Hi, I make machinima on YouTube and images on Twitter, and you can check them out if you want to.
A small side note, I know the little description that you guys see on screen says that Thompshire made the player character models. I don't think we mentioned it last time, but Mera's model was actually entirely made by Zelris. So yeah, good job, Zelris, on that. You made one very unorthodox choice that we've not criticized, but talked about before the session started, and maybe the viewers noticed throughout the session. Who knows? But yeah. Other than that, I was your Dungeon Master, Game Master, Teeironor. I do the series, it's a lot of fun. I do another series, comes out on Mondays, called Legacy of the Rimland. It's also a lot of fun with a different group of lovely people. And it's set in a homebrew universe. And DoomGoblin just guest appeared. Yeah, just guest appeared on it. Even if that episode is a little buggy in terms of like audio and video quality, I hope you will be able to enjoy it regardless. Other than that, thank you once again, dear viewers, for watching and listening to us. We will likely be back next week, but I'll let you all know on Twitter if we have to take a break. But yeah, we will see you when we'll see you. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.
See you.
See ya.
Bye.